Right, and here we are, episode 28 of Call of the Netherdeep. Last we left off, the party traveling through the deserts of the Rumedan sands, going out on a job to... Oh wait, I'm jumping right into it. I need to let the players introduce themselves. That's funny. I'll throw it to the players now.
Oh, hello. My name is Hunter, and I am playing Morgen Megen.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Mox, and tonight I'm rolling real dice.
Hey, this is Matt. I'm going to be playing, I'm the person speaking now, and I'll be playing Saeryn Conundrum. I will not be using real dice.
And I'm Ray. I'm playing Ludo, the ASMR Paladin.
And,
also rolling real dice.
And I am...
Until I get tired of it.
We'll see what happens. I am the Dungeon Master, Jasilionis. You can tell we are raring to go, barring any, digital VTT online mishaps, so hence the real-life dice whenever we need to use that, so we can keep things moving along. Last we left off the party, they were traveling through Rumedan Desert, getting a job for hunting about rumors of blue dragons and dust devils outside the city of Ank'harel, where they had landed after quickly leaving Bazazan, all in the objective of figuring out the mystery of who the hell is Elixion, what is happening underneath the city of Ank'harel, what is the whole thing about the Jewel of Three Prayers. But besides that, they were exploring these blue dragon rumors. They had gone out with some mercenaries working for the Scarbearers, but did not really get along with them. And when they discovered that they had captured a blue dragon wormling that they had traded first from the Thrycreen in the area, the party did not like the innocent little creature being captured like that, so they had made a plan to try and free it and spare the wrath of the dragon's mother that would inevitably have come search for them. They murdered most of the people there, except the one drow lady that Ludo had noticed had connections to Lolth and mentioned something about Cosette saying hi. They weren't sure of what the situation looked like back in Ank'harel for them, so they continued on with this little wormling named Tanzuk that Mox was able to talk with, and they eventually arrived to the lair of Fulgura, the adult blue dragon who had been haunted by these red dreams, bouts of terrible rage, and this red corruption that seemed to affect them. After a very tense and hairline trigger of a conversation, the party attempted to talk some sense into Fulgura after the help of some detect thoughts by Saeryn, the luck wizard. They convinced her to take a drink of this red crimson antidote that Morgen and the rest of the party had been carrying ever since they had first met. It seemed to have worked and pacified the creature, and she told him all about the red moon that came down, haunted her in her dreams, and eventually chased her out of her lair, hidden somewhere in the scalding sands south of the city of Ank'harel. Now, with a sort of an objective and a very real threat from the dragon saying that she has their scent, the party hastily left out of there to figure out what to do next. Saeryn had been offered a job of potential heists, working for the Vale through his friend Dio from his past, but the party had also been offered a job against protecting from a potential heist by the Consortium of Vermilion Dreams, the organization that they had been doing some jobs for and kind of loosely associated with promises of more riches, power, and information to come. You leave this party off here after they had made a camp and woke up the next morning in the middle of the desert. And we will throw it to them for them to decide what they will do next. There y'all are.
So we're gonna go ahead. I knew that was gonna happen.
Flag system, yeah, we need a flag system.
It always does.
Might just need to start rolling initiative now.
Like a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Hey, online, baby.
Bazuzoom.
Bazuzoom.
Ah.
Go ahead, Morgan.
No, that was it for her. She was just gonna say good morning, everyone.
So, what's the plan for the day? We're gonna head down into the town first. We either need to make contact with the group and try to explain that they turned on us, or at least the Drow did, or we can just head straight past the town.
Well, if we're just gonna pretty much lie to them anyway, we could just say the Dust Devils got them. I guess the Drow that got away might have a little say in that, though, if they decide to return to Ank'harel. So perhaps we just maybe go with the first suggestion.
Yeah, one of them showed back up, and 4 of us did. It doesn't look too good of we're innocent. But if we say that she turned on everybody and we had to try to take her out, that might be something we can sort of twist in the right way.
I'll leave the talking and the details to you guys. I'm not one for such subterfuge.
Seems more like we could maybe lean on some of my criminal contacts that are in Ank'harel. We might be able to just get near the place. I might be able to sing with someone to help us smuggle ourselves through it.
I mean, the other pots here, were they pots of? I guess they were part of the group, the mercenary group.
You mean the Bugmen?
What'd you say? The Bugmen? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
the bug with the ones.
Oh no, not them. The other group we were traveling with, we met up with. I think they were part of the mercenaries weren't they part of the mercenaries in Ank'harel?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah, because I think we took this joke from the Scabears.
Yeah, and then we're meeting up with a group of Scarbearers. Get there. So if we show back up, the Scarbearers will be like, "Hey, here's some information. Go ahead and pay us." Oh, I don't know what your other group is. But that Drow lady really fucked them up pretty bad as we walked out.
Hold on, that isn't above the table question. Was the Drow with the Scarbearers?
Yes.
Yeah. The job you were given by the Scarbearers to meet up with some people. So it is like that, contractual, like you guys aren't technically part of the Scarbearers. You were doing a job for them as well. And I will say also, before it doesn't get forgotten, when Saeryn was doing the looting of the elf enchanter, the Eladrin Titus, you did find that note with the Hythenos seal on it that Ludo had remembered. Notice it had mentioned something about a cousin, Kier coming, and, I'll repost the language of the letter now. And because now you know the one who wrote it, because Ludo's memory, it's I'm sending a cousin named Kier. They will sew a sigil proving they are with the den when they arrive. She is tasked to look for a rare lotus said to bloom somewhere in the Rumadon desert, so if you have no qualms mixing business with pleasure, then I have arranged some work you can do with the bloody Scarbears to send you that way. Get below profile, and I'll make contact when I land in Ank'harel. Ta-ta, lovely.
Can I tell how old this note is?
Do you have any thing like forgery, writing kit, anything that would have any experienced tools in that?
Nah, not really. I got thieves' tools, and that's about it.
Tools. Just go ahead and give a perception check then. 17's pretty good perception check. You're looking over, little rumpled.
I guess.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The real question is, do I think this was sent before we basically had him run out of his place, or after? he was like run out of his place.
Gotcha. So yeah, like, we're pretty much trying to date it within the last like week or so.
Yeah, last week or two, because we've been here for about a week, and we teleported here, so he probably hasn't shown up yet. But if he's in Ank'harel, I don't particularly want to be there.
Yeah, with that perception, you're looking at it, a light amount of like ruffle, but it's like seems to be pretty well kept, except until like when you took possession of it, being like it was folded in like the spell book with the enchanter. So that doesn't really show too much signs of age, and you would probably, I guess it's within the last like week or so. Like a very recent letter.
Boy, so he's probably not in Ank'harel just yet. It takes probably more than a week to get from Bazazan, which is on Wildmount, to get all the way to Marquette. Sarah's trying to do the math in his head. Like, how fast could a smuggler smug if he needed to smug smuggles? We might be better off laying low and not interacting with the Scar Bearers too much, because it seems like, one, we did just kill a bunch of them for a blue dragon, and one of them got away. Two, I don't particularly want to interact with anyone that Hythenos is sending to Ank'harel, who's definitely going to be at the Scar Bearers, because they might be looking for us. Maybe not Mox, but definitely the rest of us.
I think I'm the one that went in. I'm the one that went into the Scar Bearers for this job. I mean,
but Hythenos doesn't remember you, because you don't know this guy.
No, I don't. But my name is on the. My face is in the Scar Bearers. They know who I am.
Yeah.
They don't know who you are right now, though. But they know I was part of that. At least I was part of the group that went with their group that we just sort of killed. I do have some parts that they might want, though. I could, if I get there first, maybe at least sell them and get out quickly before the Drow gets there.
How much of a head start does the Drow have at this point? Like a day?
So yeah, because it was around like a little bit after midday, because everyone took some time resting at that encampment after traveling through the desert for most of the day. And then she fell down that gulch. You weren't sure exactly when she fell and left out, but it was, still pretty, sun was up pretty high still at that time. And you guys just had the dragon encounter, slept overnight, so this is very fresh in the morning. I will say I'll allow everyone to roll a straight intelligence check, or a nature check. Nature.
Nature, you said?
Yes.
18 for more.
Awesome. 24 for Saeryn.
Why am I proficient in this?
Amazing.
I rolled a natural 18 with +2, so I have a 20.
Yeah.
A gentleman's 20.
Gentleman's 20. Loved that. Mox is gentleman as always.
That sounds way better than Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, doesn't it?
Yeah, so you're trying to think of yesterday midday when you left the Drow trying to get away, and then you're remembering back, especially Saeryn and pretty much all of you except for Ludo at this point. You're maybe more focused on other elements of the Drow, but you're remembering the whole trip. She did nothing but sit on the cart, hood up, hiding away from the sun as much as possible. The Drow have the nature of sunlight sensitivity, so you're realizing she's probably not really going to be doing would probably avoid as much travel during the sun and daytime. So you're imagining at maybe the most she would have traveled during the night.
How long was it to get to this point from Ank'harel? Like, would she have been able to make it through the night if she slept during the day?
It was about, it took maybe half a day on a horse cart, but you guys did do on a kind of a walking pace with it. But at night, you're imagining, because you're trying to track where that gully and that crack started, and then doing a thing. It's with hasty travel, she possibly could have gotten close to the city. You're thinking you're all imagining if you were doing a healthy jog. maybe at Morgan's pace would not be nearly as getting there.
Maybe she's sleeping during the day, and we can catch up with her. If we can find her, then right before we catch her during the day, right outside the gates, we actually have a little bit of advantage with the sun being up.
Ludo, you would say you did, you damaged her a lot, though, as well, if you would remember. So she would definitely be very wounded as well.
Yeah, that probably slowed her down. I was close to taking her out and tried to shove her off the cliff.
And at the point of time of doing it, it would have looked amazing. But knowing that she could then she jumped off and did something where she crawled through the caves. That it would have been less cool if you just and she just clung to the walls and scurried.
So if we rush, we may have a good chance of catching her.
Well, I think that settles it. Let's.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to sit here waiting. Let's get moving after. If we can catch up to her, then that's great. We can. How do I say it? It's not an evil thing to do. Ugh.
I mean,
clear our names. How about
she
that?
did try to kill us too.
I mean, we don't have to have a discussion about ethics right now. Mostly just because it would bore the crap out of both of us.
Yes,
the two neutral characters are nah.
I mean, it's not to give me any money, so I don't care. But
All right.
at least find her and then at least make traveling through the city easier. We don't have to worry about people coming after us.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even, we catch up to her. We don't have to, murder her. Just tie her up, leave her outside for a bit.
I mean, but we can.
Tie her up and murder her.
Okay, Morgan, you jumped on that real fast.
I see Ludo's not offering to cast any sleep spells this time.
Also, Ludo's he's a little confused because he obviously he's not fond of the Drow, but at the same time he's also not fond of violence just for violence.
All I'm saying is not to rule out all of our options.
Well, let's get some options under our carriage wheels, or whatever it is they say in my kit. I'm not super familiar with the idioms around here. I mean, I should be, but I'm not, because most of the time people were saying them to me in Thieves' Cant, and I don't actually speak any Thieves' Cant really.
I'm sure they're not all idiots. I'm sure some of them are pretty brilliant people. That's a very generalization to call them all idiots. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm desperately in my head. I'm looking at this enchanter spellbook saying, okay, haste is in this spellbook. If I can get this into my spellbook, then I can cast haste on the horses.
Yeah,
geez.
And you guys do have horses. You have that moorbounder. So pretty much 2 people could safely probably be on the cart carried.
Mox is used to running at this point. He could keep up for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to mention that Mox, you're probably a fighter subclass, so you should have land vehicle proficiency.
Ooh.
You would think
assume.
that.
I thought that was a default.
I was
thing.
really hoping that this got to
I'm
come
looking.
up for the first time ever in any D&D game I've ever played.
Yeah, it would be. Let me look at class features, because I don't see my proficiencies and traits. So let me look and see if there's anything.
I think it goes under tools.
Yeah, it would be under tools.
Tools are just tinker's tools at this point.
All right, yeah, it's got to be under
You
features
probably
and
did
traits.
custom
Then.
background or something, or
Well,
it might be
it should be a
background
class
tool.
feature.
Oh, I thought it was a background. Huh. Interesting.
Nah.
Class feature.
No, the only reason I know that is because in my Descent to Avernus campaign, one of the fighters has land vehicle proficiency.
That's really cool.
So he gets to drive the Tormentor even though he's a halfling.
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere in there because my fighting style, we're not going to talk about because of how the character's built and how I'm using +2 with ranged weapons and archery. I don't see anything about that because the only tools I'm proficient in is Tinker's tools because of the whole Crtiical Role side of.
Yeah, that makes sense because of that.
Yeah, so I don't think I have quite that. I have firearms, probably because I have a firearms proficiency with weaponry. They probably took something away. I'm gonna guess that it's land vehicles.
Amazing. Well.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it under the thing, so I'm not sure where I got that idea. Which means I'm also not sure where the halfling got his proficiency from.
It might be could be a background.
It might be. Because the
being part of
halfling
the-
has, I think, folk hero or something.
Yeah, so he might have because of folk hero. I'm
Oh, yeah.
white. I'm rifle corps, so I don't have anything fun like that.
But yeah, I think Mox would be easily enough be able to like jog along, trade out whenever needed to, because it's like your tabaxi speed, like, and it's essentially, you know, balances
pick up,
out
like,
for long distance
yeah.
anyway, because you have to stop moving. So you could like
For a second,
do like a
yeah.
quick little push and then wait until you all like do a quick rest and then. But I think y'all getting ready to move out. You have your goal ahead of you. Instead of dude, where's my horse? Dude, where's my drow? a little flashback to when you guys traveled through the wastelands before. And you all get on your mounts. Y'all ready up. And then who will want to be helming this check? This will be a survival to try and... One, you'll be able to get back to the place that you guys were before at the little Thrycreen encampment. So let me move y'all over to that.
It's survival, you said?
Yeah.
I have a +5 in survival. Does anybody have anything better than a +5?
So survival?
Yeah, my survival is pretty high.
Mine's only a +1.
Okay, I'll take the first group of survival if he wants us to roll. You want us to roll something, Jack?
Yeah, whoever way I want to be helming the check. So you get back to the spot. You're all here at that little valley with the rope bridge. Looks oddly similar to the last map you were on.
Nah.
Just a different variation. Just running
yeah,
that same
so-
little jagged line running across, and you remember it was like roughly at this spot where Ludo pushed them down into the valley.
I rolled a 21 total.
21 total for
Survival.
survival.
Yep.
Excellent. So, would you be all be trying to stay up on the top and follow up along through? Would you be trying to like get down in there and like track tracks from the down in the bottom, or would you all like be following the gully out and then try and like see if you see any point of like exit or something?
How deep is this?
I think that we ended up like at this point maybe going up to like around 50 feet. But you see there's like many like small like little ledges and spots like all the way down.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't think Mox wouldn't go down. He would sort of be looking above.
All right. So I mean,
Unless someone else wanted to go down, Ludo. You want to go down into the hole?
Well, kind of thinking about it since I can fly.
Yeah.
I
Looking
could tell you
down.
how deep it goes.
Looking down, Mox is it's a far way down. I don't think Ludo, you can fly, can't you? You have some magical wings.
Yeah, I could fly once per day, but I couldn't stay down there unless I plan on climbing out.
But to see how long do the wings last?
Good question. They last for... They last for 1 minute.
Oh,
3 hours or 60 seconds, depending on if you're in initiative or not.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, they only last for 1 minute.
Yeah,
Well, what if I-
fly spell?
Does a Moorbounder have a climb speed?
Don't believe so. Let's check it out. Let's see, does this have a Moorbounder stat block? It does. They do not.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
They have a 70 feet, though.
I'm reading. Mox can climb down. Mox has a climbing speed equal to his walking speed. I should read all my
That's
stuff.
what I thought as a cat you had.
Yeah, as a cat man, I can crawl and climb. So yeah, thinking about that. I'm like, oh, never mind. I can go down.
Yeah,
I
this is
would
fresh
at
dog.
that point. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So with that survival, you're able to like spot the points where you believe. Good ones. But you see the spots that you believe that Kier would have fallen down. Like you see like a landing spot like about 20 foot down, and there's like a small puddle of blood, and that lets you kind of get the beat in the track, and then you start scurrying down, and then you get to the bottom. Go ahead, give me a perception check now.
Okay. We're using the same die because it seems to be working out well. That's a 19 plus perception of 5, so
Awesome.
24.
Hell yeah, and you're looking around, and like your cat eyes, like
roll dice
they
is
do that
awesome.
like little like shimmer adjustment, so like you're starting able to like see in the dark and to see like the sharp outlines of everything, and you see the puddle of blood, and then like a few driplets start going off, like it would be south down towards the city, down off the map. But then also closer to over where the rope bridge is in that direction, you see a small glimmer of like just in the right angle, a beam of sunlight that just happens to reach down to the bottom, hitting off a gold coin that you see next to a spilled open bag. A small purse that you
Ooh.
remember sailing over the edge at one point.
Yeah, that was our payment, right?
Yes.
Somebody's
I don't know how much
payment.
that was supposed to be. Yeah. Scoop that up. Definitely scoop that up.
Oh yeah, with a quick little you're used to coin and all that. You feel like it's
Awesome,
it's
little
about like around like close to 100, give or take, maybe like a spill.
Okay, so about 100 GP.
Yeah.
Okay. He scoops about 30 GP out and puts it in his pocket and his own purse.
All right.
And then sort of goes through and follows that track. We'll sort of yell up. I got a trail. It's heading south toward. She's heading south toward city. You want to start heading that way? I'll catch up.
All right.
Excellent. You all have a good speed, and yeah, with Mox, especially, you're kind of in your element. You're able to like climb along, and especially with like how like the little narrow like bumps and ridges, like you feel like the goalie that while you're able to follow is able to help cut through some of the area that they would have to traverse around. So with them on the horses and Moorbounder, you're all able to pretty much race ahead and get heading out of there in really good due time. And you feel pretty confident in the speed that you have as you all head off into the desert, and you're falling, and like every now and then you see those little droplets of blood, and they seem to start like dwindling off after a while, so you feel like maybe the wound started healing up, or like any damage that had been done started
Yeah.
they weren't actively bleeding anymore. But at that point, you notice with your eyes falling off that run from before, just a little scurrying, a misplacement of the rocks, and like a small little scuff of blood, and like a little cloth snagged on a rock leading up on a valley up out of the gulch, like where it nears the end. And as you get up near the end, go ahead, roll me another survival check.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 8.
8.
3 on the dice.
All right, so you're getting
Wasn't
out,
great.
and you look around, and it's just like pretty much a wide expanse of beautiful. Get your portents. Yeah, anyone else get anything ready?
Ooh. Oh. Okay.
All right. Those are some numbers. I mean, 13 and
Those are
7,
numbers.
very portent numbers. All right. As Mox scurries back up out of like where the goalie ends, you peek your head up and you're trying to find like any like footprints or trail, and you see as the storms began to like subside overnight with the blowing wind, there's just like a bunch of fresh dunes that would have probably covered the immediate trail from here. So it goes cold at this moment as you all like regroup up ahead, but you feel like you've covered at least like a third of the way back within like a couple hours. So you guys are probably getting into like 9ish, 10 o'clock probably.
And probably the time that he like pops out of the Mox, like if he's starting to lose the track, like obviously knowing where she's going, but sort of like losing the trail, he probably would have scooped that cloth. If he found that piece of cloth, he would have scooped that.
Yeah.
Just because he would have done it. And he would have popped down and be like, okay, it looks like she's healed up a little bit. The trail has gone cold down there, but I think we all know where she's heading, right?
Back to the city.
So she might. I didn't see any camp down there, so maybe she came up or went a different way. I can only assume she's heading back that way, probably to say something about how we killed her whole party and tried to murder her.
Probably.
So what do you guys want to do? Skirt around the city or just go try to clear our names?
Do we have like a pretty good line of sight of the city at this point?
You can see kind of like that haze, like how that like mirage effect kind of like off in the distance. But you definitely feel like you're able to, within a couple more hours of travel during the day, you probably would get there. And you're trying to like, either at this point she would have done for a mad dash sprint for the night, or to get through, or she would probably with your guys' rolls from earlier, it's either that or she would have holed up somewhere. And, try and find somewhere away from, like, the shade for the day.
Mm-hmm. Mox will hold up the cloth because I found a little cloth off her clothing or robe or cowl or something. Is there a way, can anybody magically look at her or find her? Or is there anything this can be helpful with? Looks at the two magic-y people. It's like, I cannot do this. I shoot guns.
Yeah, sorry, can't do much of that just yet. If it was on her, then I'd be able to locate it, but not much else.
It might be part of her clothing.
Yeah, it's like a ripped piece of like a cloak or cloth, or
So it's from what she's wearing.
Yeah, I mean the issue is that I could locate object on the rest of the clothing, but that puts it out to 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet.
Which is decent. But Scry's 5th level, and I don't have that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like what, a third of a kilometer. D&D has to use metric, right?
No one knows what that is.
Yeah.
It's a fake measurement. It says the English people.
That is the
American
least
people.
immersive part about Dungeons and Dragons, that they use fucking feet and fucking pound. It's just like, no, there's no way that wizards in a goddamn spell tower are not using a metric system, okay?
Yep.
But the sorcerers would.
The sorcerers would.
Okay, so
Yes. The wizards are like, no, that's not how that works. The sorcerers are like, what is a kilometer now? You mean feet, right? You mean 40 feet?
a
And
sorcerer.
warlocks can't read.
Warlocks can't read.
A sorcerer is when James Acaster goes on the Great British Baking Show. Had a breakdown. Bon appetit.
We're
We're
calling a lot of different classes out here.
Yeah. Okay. So
If you don't like it, tell your friends. Have them watch.
These are like I play warlocks and sorcerers. I can call them out.
Agreed. I do
That's
too.
what we're here for. All right.
But yeah, I could like I said, it'd be 1,000 feet. We're moving at a pretty good clip, so maybe I could do that. But in terms of actually getting the exact location on her, If I had locate creature or scroy, then maybe, but I don't have any of those. And unfortunately, locate creature is not in this enchanted spellbook because enchanters are worse. And I throw the spellbook around.
A puff of smoke and dust. Yeah, there's
I
this like
immediately get back up. Like, oh no!
stand and grit. Some of the corner of the pages are a little bent, and like one of the little things are smudged.
Oh no! I messed up the cantrip pages. Ugh.
You just raised the DC of copying all those spells.
Well, see,
Unfortunately-
it's on the mending page, which is the most ironic of them
No.
all.
Which is very funny.
That is funny because that is one of them that's on there. How dare you have that memorized? I have to look.
I didn't even have to look at anything. I'm actually like, oh, God damn, I need to do more things with my life. No.
I mean, just like
Unfortunately-
stuff that's in here that's worthwhile to copy is not much. So
Morgan.
Unfortunately, I can't locate her today, but if it were tomorrow, I could prepare the spell. Although by then it might be a bit too late.
Yes, she might be in there. We might all be dead. I don't know. It's hard to say. Shit's kind of in the air at this point.
at the very least, it might give us a sense of whether or not we should go in the city if she's already in there.
All right.
And if she's in there and I get close enough, tomorrow I could find out.
I'll say I'll move you all over as you came up out of the this is like pretty much the spot where you would have lost the trail. Let me bring the Moorbounder over. And as you're all having this conversation, you all look around and remember, all of a sudden, this is...
Smell fried pig.
This is
Does
very
anybody else
familiar.
smell cooked meat of some sort?
Bacon?
All I remember is being bared down upon by 40 to 50 feral hogs.
I really should have called the episode that to get more clicks. I don't know what I was thinking. maybe I'll retroactively do it. Make a different thumbnail, re-upload it. We'll see.
Run an A/B test.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we get closer to the city, maybe run the locate. You see, at locate creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arlo. Maybe get closer to the city, hit locate, see if she's in there. If she's not, then if we're the first ones back then we have a better chance of telling the Skullbearers what happened. At least our side of the story. Pointing the finger directly at her, I think, is the best course of action.
While we're passing through this
Mhm.
like valley-ish thing here, can we just kind of keep an eye out for any caves that look like they could potentially be a dark hiding place for a drow?
Nice. Yeah, you're gonna use why don't you use perception for that, just to like try and like see if you spot any spot. Like, all right, if I was trying to hide out from the sun, where would look good for me? And then also if there's any spots that you guys want to go investigate specifically on the map as well, feel free to let me know and do as much.
I got a 12.
12. Hell yeah. So I will say, yeah, like you're looking at the natural thing. This is probably the area that has had the most like shell rock, and you're not seeing like any immediate like here's a cave right here, but you're like, all right, there's those bushes, there's that like hollowed out tree stump, there's those like rocks over on the other side, and you could like try and see many points of like egress and investigation for sure.
Yeah, I think Ludo would call that out to everybody that he's looking for some type of cave or dark hiding spot.
What kind of armor does Ludo have?
Loud armor.
Wow.
It's
loud.
Very polished, very loud.
What am I wearing? It's loud. Armor.
Probably like chain or something. Like it. Is it heavy?
It's your chin or half plate.
Why could
It's
I
in your
not find?
Inventory.
chainmail, yeah, heavy.
Okay. I was about to say, Ludo, I peeled this off of one of the guys from earlier. I have a plate armor for some reason.
Yeah, you did take
And
that off of the
I
champion.
peeled it off of one of the guys. So if you want to upgrade, I don't know. I haven't cleaned it yet.
Hey, don't think that you're pulling that back out when you had to shove it in.
Oh God, I remember that.
Sure, I'll check that out.
If it goes in you, it has to come out. That's
Hey.
how it works. It's your bag. That's how things work with you.
Hey, one thing in at a time. It's a one exit, one exit.
Well, I'm not trying to take mold. I'm not trying to do. It's not a two-way highway that I'm trying to work with you. I'm just, I put it in there. Now I'm gonna need to get it out.
You're going to have to ask nicely
it's
first,
okay.
hey?
Oh, I have to ask nicely. You're
okay,
a bag,
Saeryn.
huh?
Are you okay over there?
Oh yeah, this bag's just giving me a lot of lip.
Hey, I don't have lips. I just have drawstrings.
Lips, drawstrings.
You cannot hear it.
It's you just hearing.
Yeah,
me.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
I just rolled.
Listen,
12
it's
for
wizard
7.
stuff.
Yeah, I rolled 12 for 17 on if Mox heard
Saeryn.
say Saeryn instead of
Yeah.
Arlo. Yeah.
I clocked that immediately.
Yeah, I
Ah.
clocked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think with a 17, Mox would have clocked it. It would have been one of those things like I was about to ask Morgan a couple things, but attention snapped over at that point. I'm not gonna say anything, but I did clock it.
I will exchange I will exchange. Maybe we don't put on the stolen plate mail before going into the city. I just gamed that out in my head.
No,
Especially because, like, who the Scar Bearers are looking for us. Then again, do we want them to hit us? Anyway, how would I hold this on? How would I hold on to this for you until we get a chance to, clean it?
All right, sounds like a plan.
I think Mox will look at Morgan. Oh, go ahead.
Sounds like it'll appease your bag, he says as he kind of like smirks a little bit sarcastically.
And wash your
Yeah,
hands
we'll-
next time.
Yeah, we'll see about that. And, like, slap the bag.
You filthy animal.
I think Mox look at Morgan and be like, does he always... He seems to have an argument with the satchel he carries. Is that something normal that he does?
I guess I never put much thought into it, but yeah. I guess every now and again it's happened once or twice before.
Interesting. I mean, I do talk to my weapon a couple times when it, doesn't behave, but that's weird.
Maybe I should test him for schizophrenia.
Okay, sure. That's a big word. I'm not too sure what that means.
It's a fancy term for someone that sees or hears things that aren't really there.
Gotcha. I think. Okay. Knowing he has full knowledge that he has had visions before in the past, he's like, "Oh, okay." Thanks. Now he might think he has schizophrenia.
Hashtag witch, not a doctor.
Yeah. I happen to hit the Wikipedia page, and I have everything at this point.
Wikipedia?
If you have all these symptoms, you must consult the Mystic Orb.
Yep.
I was reading up on Lolth MD, and it just gave me a whole bunch of. I have like 7 kinds of cancer.
LOLFMD.
I was looking at LoFMD and realized that I have all the mental disorders at the same time. It's real weird. We're calling a lot of different things out this episode again.
All over the place.
I think we're all kind of looking for caves and hidey holes at this point, or are we
Yeah.
going to just run through?
Yeah, say if anyone has advantage, like trying to look at any particular, like if you're looking for any tracks or any evidence of such, you can do survival. If anyone wants to go to any specific point and do an investigation check, might be possibly lower DC in that one specific area if anything catches your eye, or just general perception if anyone's just trying to do a glaze over from like a neutral spot.
I think Mox remembers being over here when the pigs attacked and being up on top. This is the same area we sort of established. That he remembers that under him was sort of he was up on top. He was also sort of back here. He remembers it being like, possibly being a place to hide. So he's gonna check that out. Oh, great! That's a 3. That was a bad dice pull. Survival, so an 8. Not awesome.
8 survival. So you're looking and you see you do see like there's probably not too many like extra hiding spots like underneath the thing, and then you do see your like claw marks like when you climbed up like that like little wooden part before. So like you see signs of movement. You can't tell if there's anything extra. Like you're like, was that me? Is there more from when I was there last? It's you can't tell. There's it's indifferent and neutral. So yeah.
Okay.
That would require any other further investigation or other eyes to help.
Okay.
Or anything you want to call out.
You seeing something in there that looks a little weird?
I remember being over here before, and I see markings, but I can't remember if it was me or something else. It seems odd.
Hold on, let me see it. Let me see your hands real quick. Just take his hands, look at the claws on them.
Is it weird that I did that in person? Like,
Yep. That's okay, because I reached out and grabbed invisible claws at the same
I opened
time.
up my hand.
If you ever watch the videos with me, I'm like always moving all around.
Yeah.
Our object work for this videoless chat is just astounding.
Impeccable.
We're great.
Trust us, y'all. It's really good.
Just close your eyes and imagine.
Hey.
Just imagine. But yeah, I'll compare like his claws to the stone that he was looking at, and I'm actually going to give it like a really deep investigation to kind of like see if like maybe something was like a stone was lifted out of the way in order for someone to get into like a hidden cave or something like that.
Excellent. Yeah, give me that investigation.
You all see Saeryn just like grab the goggles like from his head and put them down over his eyes and just kind of like start screwing with them to like change the magnification, which is a flavor thing because this is not Arcana, but
Oh yeah.
okay, I swear to God. Ah,
7.
rolled a 7.
I mean, a 17 investigation. So you're looking, like especially for like anything that would be trying to like hide its thing and like disguise its passage as other things. You're looking for like hidden caves. With that investigation, you do like, all right, I could see a spot I could hold up here. You feel like there might have been something that has come through here after Mox. You're looking at his scratch markings, and they do not look the same. But it's you get to the point where you can tell that tracks have been obfuscated, or a lot of attention has been taken to like avoid like anything else.
Well, something's been in here. I can't tell what.
Does it seem like it's gone, or it's hiding somewhere?
I mean, it just looks like kind of like a
Yeah.
Like I moved something to see there's like a void space where someone could have hid out, but it's not like an entrance.
Like it's like you're looking at that like that hollowed out tree going up, and like you see the markings like where Moxwick went up, and then like you see like things like were kind of placed. Like you're imagining if Mox climbed up there naturally, like what would be left behind, and then like you're like, all right, if I was trying to do that myself and like hide tracks, then that's where you notice those things misplaced. But it's like, you know, like you're imagining as Mox climbed up that spot, but you don't see like anything at the bottom. Like there's no hiding points that you could like imagine down below.
It looks like somebody went over top of your tracks climbing up there and then tried to obfuscate whatever they did. So maybe someone climbed up there.
So maybe if we go up the top, see if there's anything up top on the ledge. Anything maybe climbed up top. Is there more up there? I mean,
Yeah, give me a boost.
Looking at my strength.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can't do that.
It's gotta be better than the wizards.
It's 15 plus.
Yeah, that's
2.
way better than the wizards.
Oh, hey Ludo, come over here and lift Saeryn up here, which he would
Alright.
pointedly say that name.
Yeah, Saeryn catches that and just kind of
Just staring at you a little bit.
All right.
All right, yeah, easy,
you up. What do
easy
you-
enough.
Saeryn gets some uppies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's easy assistance. We don't need to roll athletics for, you know, lifting a satyr.
Alright.
But yeah, imagine you're able to get that boosting to help like get yourself climbed up without too much hindrance. So you can.
I think Mox would probably crawl up this side of if he could, this side, like, since he has the climb speed, and sort of check out this way.
Morgan, you're watching like Saeryn like be kind of like helped and like scramble and like, you know, be lifted by Ludo, and then Mox just like cat claws skitters up the side.
Be careful up there.
All right, yeah. Let anyone do any fresh rolls or any points you want to check.
Yeah, now that I'm up here, I think I'm gonna use the goggles to start investigating to see if I can find any more lack of markings. Basically, I'm investigating what isn't there as opposed to what is.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for him to call something out
Yeah.
before I check things out.
Hell yeah. No, so yeah, you're able to scramble up, so you can get like right up into that top ledge and give me that check. It's 21. Do you get it at advantage with the goggles?
No, that's
Just
only
flavor.
for checking arcane.
Arcane,
things.
excellent.
Small arcane
Well,
things.
With the 21, you're looking and you're like, oh, there's nothing here. It's there's pretty empty, you know, I'm not seeing anything. You see that hollowed out tree leading up to the ledge, the scattered what looks like, you know, maybe some of those branches that must have fallen off of that tree like in a recent storm or something, and then your eyes look up to the bushes and like the ledge up above. You're seeing if there's like a ledge to climb, and then you're like, wait a minute, the storms weren't that bad last night. Fulgura's rage had calmed down. The winds wouldn't have destroyed that tree for all that debris around it. And you're looking, and that hollowed out tree you climbed up, and there might possibly be a hollowed out tree that had fallen off of from. Looks pretty shady.
Hey, look at that thing over there. It looks a little shady over there. Doing what I got.
Mox will walk over to sort of like, say that again. There's something shady over here. I mean, there is a hillside here. The sun's that way. It does pitch a little bit of shade. I'm playing this character dumber and dumber every time, I guess, for some reason. And I don't know why. Maybe he's just an asshole. I don't know.
I'm just on top of the thing, like pointing at like where I saw like a likely hiding spot.
Yeah. So looking at where he's at, I'm going to let's see. I'm going to check survive. You said survival is an option.
Yeah, go
for
ahead.
Jack.
Yeah.
All right. You roll. Come on. Roll something decent. 13 plus 5, 18.
I'll roll it again because he's helping you, pointing you out right at the spot. Get advantage.
18. The other one was a 9.
All right.
18.
It's basically like if I wanted to hide from the sun in this immediate spot, that tree stump would be like hiding down inside. But
Sort of checking through there, looking down. Like, it would make sense, like, looking at where the sun's coming through. We've been here before. You know, this is sort of the second look at the same thing. You know, and he's sort of like looking around, looking at where the sun would be. Okay, and he would sort of peer down into there. Is there, I mean, still anybody in there at this point? Or are we behind them? Would be the main question.
16 to hit.
Oh, good. Cool. I love that. That's great. Yeah, 16 hits.
As it attacks you, you're kind of expecting you're on edge, but the fact that you look down and you just hear the thwong of the hand crossbow coming down from like down in the base, like 5 feet below, 5 feet down within it, and it smacks you right in the face. So that will be 16 to hit for 6 piercing damage, and then make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Let's do the Dragon's Eye die. Constitution plus 5 on 19 total.
All
One
right.
die plus 5.
You are able to. You feel like it like skims you right across the face, and you get like a full like slash like right across on your cheek, and you feel like the poison begin to burn, and like as it tries to seep in, but you're able to like shake it off at the moment. And we will roll initiative.
Let me see if initiative works today.
Yeah, let's find out.
Oh, it actually worked.
Worked
Okay,
for me.
Cool. Oh, cool. I'll let that go.
Yeah, she
did
had
everybody else go?
exactly a 21 stealth. So when Saeryn came up, was able to get that pinpoint exactly.
18 plus 8, and I still beat the natural 20 somehow.
Gotta love math.
Yeah, I mean, that's how math works, I guess.
Yep. No longer need to play the Missing Person soundtrack.
I had a 6.
All right, let's get
Right.
into the middle.
I had a
I had a 6.
All right.
I guess I'd be a little closer since I actually peered down into that.
Anyone need added to initiative order?
Ray does. Ludo does.
At
With
6.
a 6.
6.
Yep.
All right.
Sarah needs to be added 3.
Oh. Oh, I missed that one.
All right, and we'll go into descending. And Mox, she is like just a little bit over 5 feet down below you, hiding at the bottom in like the crook of like the hollowed out tree stump.
Okay, I at that point would pull both weapons and shove it down the tree stump and be like, okay, so we have you surrounded at this point. You're in a tree and you have two pepper boxes pointed at you. We can have a conversation, or we can do this. What was like shooting fish in a barrel is, sort of what to say. Waiting for reply.
Go ahead, make an intimidation check with advantage.
I say at advantage, I hope. Well, that's fine. I have a -1. I think I get advantage anyway with the pepper box because of background. It's a weird thing I get. But anyway, at advantage. Let's roll two together.
Gun's still pretty new to Exandria. Pretty fucking intimidating. She witnessed them firsthand, what those do.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. I rolled an 18 on the die, but I'm really fluffy, so my -1 intimidation is most terrible.
So 17.
17.
I mean,
She's afraid of you, but she also wants to pet you.
Yeah. I'm really fluffy, man.
Who gave the kitty a pew pew? Oh!
She says, only Lolth's embrace will be the final piece.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you. And I, and I will take my shots at this point. I was hoping. I was like, maybe this will be peaceful. Maybe it won't. Oh, good lord. Okay, so on the first one, is a 13 to hit, which I don't think will hit.
15 misses. Yeah,
No,
she kind of has
13.
13 that misses. Yeah, she has like a like studded leather, and she has like a shield that she kind of had like laid across her to like help like block out the last of the sun, and she kind of like curls up like under it again. It's technically prone also, so actually
Oh, it'd be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So it would be. All right. So. Okay. All right. So the first one was a 13. Let me see if I have worse than that. That's 16. So the first one would have missed.
Yeah.
Anyway, the second one was that's a natural 20, and an 18 for 29 to hit on the second.
That sounds that definitely goes up past her parry ability, so yeah, doesn't even worth it.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's so much louder.
So on that hit, it would be 14 points of malice damage on that one.
Yep.
And then I will do my offhand shot with devotion because I said I pulled both weapons at this point. Let me roll them together.
Perfect.
A 17 to hit.
17 to hit, just misses.
Just misses. Okay. But staying close to it, so if she pops out, at least it would be an issue
Awesome.
for her.
Do you stay like up on there, like hanging up? It's like a 5-foot like tree trunk, like hiding up, like you're like had to climb her up.
I
to
think
peek down
I would
in.
pop. I think I would make the 3 shots, and I would pull back and like sort of getting like in the position to, if she comes out, be ready for it.
Yeah.
Call out that she's in this, she's in here. But I think I'll pull my arms back because I don't want my weapons to go away, and B, try to keep away from her, because at this point she will have to come out at me.
Yeah. Beautiful. So yeah, you pop down, and so you hear just like all of you just see Mox. He like kind of peeks his head up over, and you hear him just kind of shout an exclamation as a little crossbow bolt like shoots up, grazes his face, and you just see him hop up, peek down with both hands, just pow, pow, pow. The loud explosions just ring through the valley once again. Everything like shakes and vibrates with the sound, and there's like the back of the tree trunk, like small, like 3 parts of like debris like blast out with 2 of them that missed.
I found her.
Awesome. Saeryn, could you? Yeah. Saeryn, can you give us a luck check D20, please? You don't want 5 or lower, y'all.
Why'd you say that?
It's fun to put numbers on it.
Don't tell me what I don't want.
Hold on, now I have to consider whether or not I portent this.
I will say, as a luck wizard, you are the only one who is able to use portent for luck rolls.
Nah, I feel lucky.
Let's do it.
Ah!
Close.
Whoa.
The shots ring out, and you feel the silence settle, and you all have a flashback to the last time gunshots rang out in this valley. And then the Lion King that came afterwards.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, same valley.
About it.
Morgan, it's your turn. Let's do it again.
I'm glad I'm up here this time. Last time was rough.
A question real quick for the DM.
Yes.
How tall is this?
Probably like 20 to 30 feet up.
All right, I may have to move a little closer, but then we are going to Blessing of the Raven Queen get up there with a bonus action, 30 feet tall.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. That'll be like right at that edge, right next to where Saeryn is. He'll be able to like give you a little shove up to get you into that spot.
She'll kind of like poof into this little spot. So we are murdering her then, yes?
That's my plan, and she
What are you
shot.
smiling?
And then I'm going to try and cast a what's that one cantrip that I really like? Toll the Dead.
Yeah. And she has taken damage so far, so needs a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, please. DC
Excellent.
16.
That roll has disadvantage on attack rolls. Okay, nope. That will be a 15.
Wow, that is a max damage on the damage, so 24.
And you just feel the dead toll. So yeah, do you have to see them?
Probably. Let me read the
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah, I'll say if you like kind of hop it like next to Mox, if you had any more movement, you'll be able to like kind of climb up on the other side to peek down in. Mox's nose starts bleeding.
And yeah,
I was
think
trying to see. It said show spell description, and it does not.
I used the 10 feet of movement and then my bonus action to teleport, so I should.
Yeah, you should have movement, yeah.
Yeah, feel free to move me wherever I need to be for that.
Yeah, I'll say it's like, it's you're kind of all like climbing up on there, but you do see like the points of getting like visual on her inside are starting to close up as everyone surrounds her. But you see that and you rip in with that damage, and she is fucked up, still standing. You see like some of her wounds kind of healed up, but not all of them from overnight. And as you peer over and cast that spell, she smiles and spits blood on your face, and she says, "Oh, Laura was the one who wanted to wring the life out of you. Hopefully it's my fortune today."
I'd like to see you try, sweetie. That was a blowing a kiss.
Yep. Yeah, it's just like that, like one
You
like
want candy?
streak of crimson, just like splash on your face, like against like the muted colors otherwise of the Shadow Vel. That is all your economy. It will now be her turn. Pretty much only one thing to do, and that is she is going to scramble. She reaches, grabs an emblem around her neck, and utters a curse in Uttercommon, and a shroud bubble of darkness appears around her.
You say undercommon?
Yes.
I speak undercommon for some reason.
Excellent. You do understand that to be
I don't know.
a somatic component of a spell.
Yeah, I'm like, she's uttering nonsense at this point, and then something happens because he's not a spellcaster for some. He knows a lot of things for some reason.
Is Saeryn able to hear the chanting?
Yes.
Counterspell.
You don't have visual, unfortunately.
Oh, you're right, because she's in the damn tree.
He's in a tree, yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of sucks.
So you see the darkness bust over her. So I'm going to put her aside for now. Put this on the map. She technically disappears.
That sucks. That sucks, Jack.
But she's going to... You are both now blinds. She is going to scramble up out of it. Both of you do feel a passing, like, from past you, going, like, away from you. So you do get opportunity attacks to, like, there's really only one point she can come from, you both realize.
Yeah.
And it's, you can still hear, like, the scramble as she goes to move. So you both may make opportunity attacks against her.
Are we at disadvantage because of
Yeah, it'd be
darkness?
disadvantage and blindness, and any spell that would require sight could not be cast if a warcaster is involved.
Warcaster is involved, but let me read this. I don't think I need to see for this.
So I rolled a 15, so I miss. Another
Ooh.
gunshot goes out, but I miss.
It says a creature you can reach.
Excellent. Yeah.
That's different.
Make that attack roll at disadvantage. 16 will miss. And she starts moving out. So it'll be 5, 10.
Does it move with her, or does it stay?
It does move.
Sucks even harder. I thought that was gonna be better. I thought it was gonna be better, and then decided it is not better.
Yep. And so Shroud of Darkness, you both hear scurrying away into the darkness. Ludo, it is your turn.
All right.
Drows have
bringing
one
back-
trick.
Bringing back some memories. Ludo is going to his best estimation of the center of this darkness, seeing that it's moving.
Mhm.
He's going to use his Silver Light Spear and cast Moonbeam.
And it is the spell Moonbeam. So here, you point the... Here, actually, I know what I can do. I will give you control
turn
of
it
it.
off. Oh. Say turn off the darkness and let him put it where he thinks the center is.
Yeah. So this... controlled by Ludo. So you should be able to move that, and I'll let you place that as you wish.
Boom.
And we had already ruled before that the Exandria, the awakened vestige of divergence, as you cast this moonbeam, is able to cut through the higher spell level, technically, because of the divine might. Shining right exactly. Do you see her?
I don't. Oh, there.
There it
Yep.
is.
I see her.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Right in the middle of it. And it's you do know it struck true, but you do not have visual because it is surrounded by a bubble of darkness. But you see like the pillar of light like coming out taller than it, so like you have an exact like pinpoint in the middle where it is. And I did fix the language on his spear. It doesn't read as an action, as a bonus action. You can, yeah. It does
So it's
read
an
like a real
action.
item now. Yeah, it's an action.
It's an action to cast that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. It's a free moonbeam spell, which is great.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
And that is at the beginning of their turn. They make the save. When a creature enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. Yes. Perfect. That is up. Do you have any movements or bonuses, Ludo?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you just give your prey to Exandria, and you just feel the, one to make good with your god on this one. It is Saeryn. You
could
are. Yeah, go ahead.
Could I actually use is it a bonus action to move the steed?
I think you can just command it, and it will just go after you. Here, I'll give you the stat block. You should actually be able to add it into, like, as a companion in, like, your extras, I believe. One day I'll try and I'll figure that out for you. Let me see if I can do that real quick.
Alright.
But yeah, there's that, and let me make sure you can control it. Can be controlled by Ludo. There you are. And it has 70 feet of movement.
Jesus.
Well, basically, I just
I
wanted
won't regret this.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the flavor's just so
I
good
guess-
on it, though.
I guess come down towards me.
Yeah. And pretty much with a full dash, get, like, all the way up in. Because even with 70 feet, it's have to take a dash probably to get up if it climbs up and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna climb yet.
Awesome. Awesome. Anything else, or we'll move on to Saeryn?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. If you go to your extras tab on your character sheet, you should have a more bounder there now, Ludo. All right, and we'll let Saeryn make his choice.
Let me refresh.
Saren's choice.
Settles.
Alrighty. Here's the question for you. The moonbeam, that is
Yeah.
not turning off the darkness, so I'm still technically blind and
Yes.
cannot see the drow, right?
Yes.
Second question. Did we ever get the drow's name during the journey, or was she just like hood up the whole time?
Kier.
Okay, so she's Kier.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think I know what's coming here.
That's what I thought was going.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure it was Kier, but I wanted to like
Do
make
I
the logical.
need
I
to make
feel
an
like Saeryn
intelligence
could make
saving
the leap.
throw?
Oh, I mean, you could make an intelligence saving throw, but here's the issue. The issue is you roll a 7 on the intelligence saving throw.
So I don't even need to. See, I love it. You're saving me so much work and effort.
I save you so much time.
Yeah, I mean, this is just fucking smacking easy. All right.
Efficient.
So you all hear Saeryn from the darkness just shout out, because last time you never uttered the somatic for this, or the verbal for this spell yet.
And I've never had to, yeah.
Yeah. So you shout out whatever that is, and
I shout out her name.
yeah, you just say it. That's the verbal. Boom.
Because
and
alternatively, you can utter a creature's name. If the name target was in range, it becomes the spell's target, even if you can't see it.
yes.
Oh, jeez.
And so go
Yeah.
What
ahead.
spell is this?
Yeah. Cast that spell and roll that damage.
That's going to be 21 psychic damage, and of course, I'm assuming a 7. She doesn't have a +9 to intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that.
Yep. That is perfect. Even
Yeah,
a better
in that
part,
case,
I don't need to check if incapacitated makes you lose concentration, because the darkness dies, and in that burst of moonlight, you see an unconscious Kier. They're fried, their brain fried, and the darkness just drops, and you hear a body crumple to the ground. And pierced in that moonlight, illuminated, is that drow. Died in the moonlight of Avandra instead of the comfort and darkness of Wolf's Embrace.
Oh, that's brutal.
see, if we didn't know her name, I was going to try to roll like a persuasion to try to get her to tell me her name, but this is much better.
Yeah, you were given the names at the beginning of the journey.
All right, used that portent, turn that off.
Beautiful.
Okay,
And that's
at
a
least
4th level spell slot burned.
Mox is sort of waiting, like looking at this bite. He's taking a step out of the moonlight, thinking the moon just killed someone. He's like, no. He's taking a step out.
Because I guess that is the thing. There is no like visual thing
Yeah.
that happens when
No,
They
I
just
do
heard
that.
you
No,
shout
you
their
just-
name, and
Yeah,
then
and they died.
after the moonlight appeared around them. So Ludo, your moonlight did the job.
Yeah. The moon just killed someone after someone screamed their name. So
Saeryn looks down at Ludo and goes, Evandra, right?
Avandra, and he bows.
he corrects you.
I do love that's the continental difference between it's Avandra or Avandra.
Oh, that's a good point. That's not how my A's go. The A's don't work like that. Nah, it doesn't sound right.
It's not how you were
I
taught.
think
Evandra. Evandra
Ludo
makes me
doesn't
sound like a
even-
hick.
He didn't even intend for it to be just like a correction or anything like that. He was just acknowledging, like he already knows.
Yeah.
He knows that they mean the same.
Yeah.
Everybody else views it as a correction. You don't. That's fine.
Change bringer.
We are done with initiative. That light is still shining there.
Wow, pretty. When this thing turns off, we should loot the body. But I'm not going near it.
No, I'm staying far away. The one thing I'm very excited about is we know that she didn't make it to the city, so at least we can spin this however we want. But
Yeah, we'll have to see if she had some other method of sending a message, but I don't know. She doesn't seem like a spellcaster, so I doubt she was able to do like a sending spell or anything like that.
I think Ludo's gonna move the moonbeam, but he's gonna keep it up. I know it's only for a minute.
Yeah, you should be able to move it around as needed. And
No, I lost control of it.
Oh no. Oh, I probably moved it to a different layer, and that's why. So boom, just goes up to the side. My bad.
Hold on a second. This is my specialty. Cracks his knuckles and starts going over to loot the body.
It's my specialty.
I have a button for it.
You do have a loot button.
Loot.
As long as it works.
Well, I don't promise that.
Yeah, some buttons don't work for some reason.
I tested it earlier. The loot button definitely works.
This is the first one I tested.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Mox just wants to see that crossbow. He likes weapons that shoot long distances.
Looting a body.
Hell yeah.
Good God.
Jeez. Oh jeez.
So you go to begin looting the body.
I fall off the cliff.
I will ask before we move on. Is there any mitigation?
I can't use a portent after I've rolled.
Fair. Touche.
Mox sees that he is going to like chuck that like crossbow over the side. Let me roll a dexterity save here. A 15. He rolls a gentleman's 20, trying to catch the crossbow because he's like, nope.
All right,
Mox
yeah.
like, nope,
So that's the crit fail of the loot. Like Saeryn the wizard brain, they just like take the crossbow. It's like, oh, I don't need this. Go to toss it to your side. You catch it, so you can add in a hand crossbow, and you see it has.
He's looking at it, making sure. I'll roll again here. Let me roll like a 16. What would be for investigation of a weapon?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check to look it over. And then I'll get back to Ludo, Saeryn as they take the time. Like, I imagine you'll take a few minutes to thoroughly go over the body.
Yeah, I think that like the initial thing is like I'm like poking at it, and definitely take the crossbow. Go, what good is this? And just chuck it.
Excellent.
But other than that, I'll pull down the goggles and actually try to investigate this corpse, basically. But yeah, that's unfortunate. That's annoying.
Yeah. As the martial weapon, you're like, don't need this.
So
this don't look like a spilled book I've ever seen.
Cat hands, you go and catch the crossbow, and you see it is made of like a weird, like basically what would be like underdark metal. Like it's like this weird special like folds that Drow use in like their metal craft. You see it might be like Duragar work as well, influenced. Okay. But you notice specifically because of that, you're like, wait a minute, I remember a fellow that always used to have a little secret compartment that was built into the crossbow with a little latch, clicks, and falls into your hand. 1 vial of drow poison.
Okay, cool. Drow poison.
Yeah.
Okay, so hand crossbow.
Drow, and then 1 drow poison, and then it's just typical hand crossbow, but themed under dark skin.
Yeah.
Hey, we're picking up cosmetics, okay?
Yeah. Cool. That's great.
I think D&D needs more of that. Let's just not do the microtransactions with it. Wizards, I'm looking at you. look at me. We're not okay. All right, we're done with that. Real rant. Please sponsor me.
What's I will change my opinion on all of this if you just give me money.
It's that easy.
So drow poison, correct? That's what you said, Jack.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
And then, Saeryn, as you're going over the body, you're noticing these are just like there's been not really too many spell components or anything else since this has been like the natural drow magic. That's how they've been doing any of their spell casting with the darkness. You do find a short sword that you quickly toss aside as well, but then you do see it's a little emblem that has like a spider symbol with like a ruby gem in the middle of it.
All right, that looks like it's a sigil from the den, so I'm gonna pocket that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a golden Lolth sigil with a fat ruby in the middle. And then you find a bag of gold as well, a little purse sack.
I think Saeryn just immediately, like, he's too into what he's, like, looking for anything interesting to him, and just immediately hands the gold bag over to Mox, and just drops it on the ground and just keeps going.
Yeah,
How much gold
it's
was that?
53 gold.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you see that on there, and then you do find with even with the 11 quick shakedown, like in with the purse and like that like personal pocket inside the cloak, you do see like a letter with that sigil that now you acknowledge to be from Den Hythenos, and it seems to be in that same scrawled hand that from Tanarin, and it's very more informal, no greeting, no signature or sign off at the end, and it says while in the desert, search for Peregrine's blessing.
Search for Peregrine's blessing. And I remember from the other note, she was supposed to be looking for, what was that? Some kind of plant?
Lotus.
Yeah, and she has that like circled and underlined, the Peregrine's blessing.
And we were just in the Rumadan Desert, right? Or are we
Yeah.
currently-
This is it. Yeah.
Does Rumadan Desert surround Ank'harel? Like, if we go
More
on
or
our way
less,
south?
yeah, that's still technically part of it. Going more south is when it gets technically into the Scalding Sands, and that's near Chandel.
Right.
There's like
But
a
as far as
small
I can
town,
tell
yeah.
on her body, there's no rare lotus.
No. Yeah, you don't find anything with that. You do find as well a couple empty vials that you imagine were healing potions.
I will pocket the vials.
Yeah, 3 empty vials. But yeah,
I
with
got
that,
the vials, a note, and the
purse and Lulth gem.
Well, I gave the purse to Mox, and then the Lulth sigil gem, or just the sigil generally, but it has a gem on it.
Yeah. Which, Brain says, if gem pops off, probably worth a few pretty pennies. Probably a couple hundred gold you could hawk for if you find the right person.
Yeah, but at the same time, it might be handy to have something that guarantees that we're like members of a Lulth cult. Like, Saren's trying to think ahead of, like, okay, I have this to prove that I'm with these people. I have this to prove that I'm with these people. I have this to prove that I'm with these people.
Mm-hmm.
He's even got the Luxon pamphlet about how it's better for how, like, trolls are the best.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have some Groomsh tokens too.
Excellent. And then
How many vials did you say? 2?
yeah, it was like 2 empty vials. And then while you're looking over the body, as like you pull up like one of like the sleeves of like one of the arm, they get kind of knocked up, and you do notice it's like around the wrist, kind of reaching up towards like up the arm towards the elbow, is like a weird dark ink, like it's like shadow tones with like a dark, like it's on that purple skin, but it's really hard to make out any details or anything. But I will say, Morgen, are you near the bodies while he's doing this?
Yeah, I think I'd like to kind of be around that area, watching, seeing if there's anything intriguing about.
Exactly. Yeah, you see the dead body, death from moonbeam, you would assume. Although you're not seeing any signs of the radiant burn damage on it. So there's like a little bit of blood trickling out of the nose and ears. But that limb that Saeryn had revealed in that quick loot check, you do notice what very well may be the beginning of what you recognize as a Shadowfell brand tattoo. Produced by a special needle, a magic tattoo that is dark in color and is abstract. And it's like a magical enhancement of a, inking on skin, but you particularly notice because it's a Shadowfell brand.
Interesting. Did you guys notice this little marking on the body here? And I'd point it out.
At this point, Mox noticed the opening in the crossbow. He's like, no. He pulls the vial out.
Yep.
What? What's going on? He's like
I
looking
assume
around.
that tattoos aren't that uncommon among cultists.
I suppose that might be true, but this one here has a Shadowfell type of brand to it.
Mhm.
I suppose a uh, cultist of Lolth might be quite familiar with the Shadowfell, but it is intriguing nevertheless.
Mhm.
Do you think you could identify this? Looking at you, Arl.
Oh, you want me to see if it's a magic tattoo?
I have suspicions, yes.
All right. Hmm. You mean about? Do you need it right now, or can you give me about 10 minutes?
I suppose it's not going anywhere.
Um. You say that, but goddamn, these things are slippery. I don't think. I just realized that I'm pretty sure Saeryn doesn't like Drow very much.
Amazing.
Actually, he really probably shouldn't like Morgan because that's a Shatter Kai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a shatter.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that we hang out. Now that I'm just thinking about it, but whatever. Saren's use of strange bedfellows, and also is barely from the Fae. Yeah, I think it's. Hold on a second. Let me just pull my goggles down, and I'll start doing an identify ritual on the brand.
Hell yeah. So Saeryn begins pulling out the little magic of the arcane, baubles, starts ritual casting the spell. The sun, it begins to, what would maybe be called a rapid decay, state of decay. The drow nature of the skin in the sun does begin to smell a little bit faster than the limbs are starting to stiffen up. The rigor mortis is coming in real fast. What would everyone else like to be doing in that 10-minute time, if anything? Doesn't have to be anything.
I think.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think Ludo would just maybe pay some attention to Zephyr and maybe go back and check on the horses at the cart.
I think at this point, Mox might remember that this is where the pigs came, and he would start listening. He's like, Vile, okay, got that. It's like, what happened here last time I shot these? Oh shit. He's like looking around, like he runs to the edge here. He's like looking around, listening, like, what? Anything coming?
Give a perception check.
That's great. I love that. I love that. These dice are like scary as shit tonight because they're actual dice. Perception. So 12 total.
Take a look around. You're not hearing anything before there was that like telltale rumble, like the ground shaking, the sands and rocks shifting, and then the like stampede of like what you thought was thunder in the distance. And you're not noticing any of that at the moment. You feel things are probably pretty all clear, and at least for now.
And then he sits down, like reloads up, and like, holsters everything, gets everything set back in.
Excellent. And then Morgan, just at that time, investigating, pondering. You do remember that she had mentioned a name to you, Laura. And you're pondering any connections, Shadowfell brand, and Saeryn. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just talking to Mike.
Yeah, perfect. And then Saeryn, as you finish up that identify, you do know this to be a Shadowfell brand tattoo. It's magical ink that you hold the needle, enchanted ink to the skin, and it begins an attunement process. There are varying degrees of it, of like how much coverage there is, but when someone is attuned to it, you realize that this could be they gain a shadow essence. They can gain dark vision with a range to 60 feet, have advantage on dexterity stealth checks, and then there's a as reaction, if you take damage, you can become insubstantial for a moment, maybe taking about half as much damage, and then can't be used until the next sunset. not done.
Ah, I like that little aspect. That's cute.
And you realize this would have been just like a common level, like the beginning of. You realize you could probably recreate something very similar if you like. You begin getting like the knowledge of like the different runes and the abstract nature of it. You've heard of magical enchanted ink in the past. You've met many of pirates that love to give enchanted tattoos. You remember this one turtle that you had met once that was a friendly fella that liked to ink people up. And
Well, he'd love to give people tattoos, but it was always this one tattoo went on your finger and it just did the prestidigitation cantrip, but you pulled on it, made a fart noise. Great guy.
amazing. But yeah, these different abstract nature of this tattoo. But you do realize you could possibly recreate something similar if you wanted to, given the right material enchantments.
Looks like my damn time is going to be spent on learning calligraphy proficiency.
Yeah. And then Morgen, you would definitely recognize this now that he explains it out, and like Saeryn begins to explain like the different like as the markings grow and like the patterns that they create, and you definitely lots and lots of acolytes, even coming up through the shadow or the matron of ravens. You know, those were very common aspects, especially as you were able to move up through the church and the different hierarchies. And then you remember the one cleric that you've had the most disagreements with would probably be the most like Shadowfell branded tattoo. They would be like a legendary level tattoo coverage. But yeah, you realize that as an indication of like rising in a hierarchy within the Matron of Ravens and Shadowfell, and seeing it on a Drow, I will say. You remember the history of where the Shadarkai and the different elves came from when the Raven Queen, or even before that, the God of Death, had carved out that realm and that faction for that kin. When Lolth, during the Calamity, she had betrayed it, she had corrupted a certain number of elves, and that had turned them into the Drow. And that's where most of those origins came from. And then after the Calamity, they were able to free themselves mostly of that corruption, and then that's where the Luxon had a large part in that. The Drow elves in Xhorhas that carved out the Kryn dynasty were able to free themselves from Lolth's influence as well. So yeah, so lots of different elf history there.
What do you make
The
of this,
Raven
Morgan?
Queen. I think I know the Laura she spoke of. Back in the Shadowfell, the Church of the Raven Queen, there was another pupil that was rising in the ranks very quickly. Her and I didn't see eye to eye in terms of philosophy, and I consider myself a little bit more of a traditionalist, and she has a very, I would use the term, sharpness for how she expanded her territories and practices within the church. I feel that these might have a connection with our brandings here. Although it is worrisome to see a cultist of Lolth at the Church of the Raven Queen.
Could have happened after.
Oh, well, I suppose this means a few things, and one of them is I might have to, at some point, make a trip back home. That can wait for now. We have work to do here.
Yeah, one plane of crisis at a time.
Agreed. It's not quite feasible to bite off more than one can chew.
And I can't fight a whole plane. Were there any hogs down there? Say 40 to 50 feral ones.
Doesn't seem to be. Seems like everything's quiet. Maybe we killed them all.
Hey, Ludo, why don't you roll a d20
Yeah.
for me?
Damn
There we go.
Great.
I provoked this and I'm sorry.
I checked the DC. You don't want a 1 or a 2.
I rolled a nat 1.
Good on you being truthful there, Ludo.
I love the fact that you could have lied.
Or maybe it was an 18. He's like, you know what's funny? A 1.
I rolled a 1.
Mox, you're looking closely. Your eyes are peeled.
Mm-hmm.
You see the ground start shaking. You hear the sound of thunder approaching in the distance.
Oh, damn it.
And
there's
you
more
hear
pigs.
them. 30 to 50 feral hogs! Or maybe there's a lot less this time.
Everybody roll a D6.
Everyone, what would everyone like to do during this time? You
I'm
hear
up
Mox
high.
shout out.
There's pigs coming.
Gosh.
Do we still have,
Wait, are
we
they-
have at least some pigs in our bag? I think we took some pig just in case we knew we were going after a dragon at one point.
Mhm.
I think we have pig in our bag somewhere.
Amazing.
Anyway,
Pork.
I-
Are they coming from the south this time?
Yeah, they're all coming from the south this time. And let's do this one. You hear the ground start shaking. We're not going quite into initiative yet. You see them swarming up towards you. Your moorbounder starts freaking out. The horses start stomping around behind you. You're in the middle of that goalie. Everyone else is safe besides Ludo.
Yeah. Ludo's going to try to maneuver the cart over to like this little area here. So it's
Awesome.
kind of out of the way.
Amazing. You run over to them. The horses, they're freaking out. They're whinnying. They're like strapped onto the back with like that long bar that's like has them tied up too. Give me an animal handling check.
All right. 17 total.
Some easy enough. As soon as you show like a path and like kind of you give the one the smack on the ass to like give it that forward motion as you use your strength and turn it to have it start moving up over towards the spot. So they kind of turn their way over and you get the movement over. These have moved up to here now. Your moorbounder is about to get trampled. Do you give them any commands since it's still all in that quick?
Yes. Yeah, I want it to come to me.
Awesome. I will say with that speed, it's able to start like pretty much right before it gets taken over by that, start running up towards you. You're all watching this all happen above. Do any of you do anything?
yeah, Mox will run to here, and then like it'd be one of those things where he's not shooting necessarily at the pigs, but if it gets close to the moorbounder, he's going to be shooting away, like trying to keep them away from Ludo and the moorbounder. So if one gets close, he's going to just pop shot at it, but it's not going to be like, it's going to be like more like a deterrent than like a killing shot. I think at this point,
Awesome.
he's trying to get the herd to like funnel.
Yeah.
Other than like that.
So yeah,
that's sort of,
you're trying to like get them all to narrow down into the one funnel. Go ahead.
yeah, like here.
Yeah. Do you have anything that any grit that you would be able to burn for that, like for an argument?
Yeah. So I will burn a Adept Marksman for a Deadeye shot, which is advantage on attack roll,
Oh, yeah.
basically.
So make a straight roll to get that like spot of the aim as they see them moving up. You basically like want to like, get the one that's leading on the side closest coming up to where Ludo and the moorbounder is, and you want to get those like move over. So yeah, make a straight roll.
I'm gonna go back up there. 27, 16 by
Yeah.
11 on that.
easy enough.
Nice.
You get it, and you see like you ping like the lead one that like had gotten out in front of him, and like right beforehand it like kind of swerves in, and you see with the large moorbounder, the imposing figure, they kind of start funneling. At that point, the moorbounder gets up to you, Ludo.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop up onto it and use its standing leap ability. How high up is this like archway?
At the peak, probably like up to 30 feet, where Mox is maybe up to 20 feet.
All right, yeah, it can jump 20 feet without running, 20 feet straight up. So
Jesus
I'll
fucking
just hop
Christ.
up on the moorbounder and make it jump up next to Mox.
Oh yeah, as it comes and picks you up, it does like a quick plant and pivot. I'll let you. Are you able to pull the sheet up for your moorbounder?
Yeah, I have it up here.
Go ahead and make a have it make a dexterity check.
Hell yeah.
Jeez,
There we
nice.
go.
There it is. Yeah, you that thing puts you exactly wherever you want it to. With its fucking legs, like you see the muscles just like tense and pivot and grab you, and it just does like a pounce and then a leap, and it sails up into the air, and it actually clears your head, Mox. So that you pretty much both get like right up over here with that, as the pigs keep running forward. You see the one trailing behind.
Anything that gets too close to the wagon, I'm just gonna go ahead and put like a hand to the side. Saeryn puts a hand to the side of his temple and just like focuses on whoever gets a little too close to the wagon and mind slivers it.
Yeah, you see the one in the back, it goes running up, and as it gets left in the dust, all the others go running off, and it goes like, starts sniffing over at the horses, and it's like, gives a little call out, and then I'm not even going to fucking make a roll for it. I doubt that it can do it with its natural stats, even on a
I don't
critical.
think there's an intelligence 16 saving throw in that creature, no.
Hey, you never know.
Let's see if it gets. Well, it's a 16.
Wow!
What's
But-
that of a pig though?
It has an intelligence of 1, so a -5.
Impressive. It nearly got me.
Almost had you. I think
Almost
turns
had me.
away and like goes limping along behind the rest of the swarm, and they.
I'm declaring it now.
Was it a natural 16 for an 11?
Yes.
Declaring it now. The verbal component for Mind Sliver for Saeryn is zip.
Zip.
Damn.
Yeah.
Zap.
I finally got to actually codify my verbal components for my spells as a wizard my last game in the campaign. It's really fun to do.
It
Anyway.
really is.
As the dust settles, whoosh, you wait. Nothing else happens from here. And the silence and the dust settles again. There is a drow dead at Morgen and Saeryn's feet. Ludo is atop of a moorbounder, standing up on top of a large stone ridge through a valley, leading on your way back to Ank'harel. I think with that, we should take a break.
Yeah.
Just before we take a break,
Yes.
I do want to say one last thing for the drow. I don't want anyone finding this body this close to Ank'harel. I will go ahead and use a cantrip. Produce flame, just to basically, I'm going to cremate the drow.
Is that before you figure out what the tattoo did, or we already figure that out?
I already figured out what the tattoo
Okay,
did. We don't
sorry.
need that
I
anymore.
I was
Yeah.
blanked out at that point.
Yeah.
This is like, we're about to leave. I might as well light this thing on fire.
Yeah, and you load it up into the trunk. You feel that will be a good base of kindling and flames for it.
Whoosh.
And ignite into a fireball. End of the day. Let's see. I have something for this, I promise.
Oh god, it's one of those exploding trees and from California.
Whoosh.
What are those called? Yeah.
I think they're like grenadier trees or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Yeah.
that thing.
Really, look at that.
Let me make it a little bigger.
Ooh.
You leave a little pyre burning into the day, and you feel that that body will be nice and incinerated. Boom, right over top of it. As Morgan, you just warm your hands on the fire, utter a maybe a prayer or a curse for the Raven Queen.
Oh, this one's definitely occurred.
Yeah. And you all pretty much get like the coolest fucking like walk away into the desert scene that you can. Just the roar of the flames behind you. And there's really only one thing left to do to make this break official. And that is find the song. I know y'all are waiting for it. There it is.
I am.
She'll be right back. BRB. All right. All right. I am back.
Bayak.
How is everyone?
Went on a drow hunt. It was fun.
Yeah. I mean, too bad I already made the hunt for Red October, because, like, hunt
Yeah.
for Black Drow. I don't know, there's something there. I don't need to make it, though.
There's something there. I'm not gonna force it.
Yeah. Oof.
Drawtober. God, good.
Yeah, that is. But I think pretty successful. Y'all
That
Feeling
was a
pretty
that
good
was a
success.
concern. That was a concern. Yep.
wait. Yeah, y'all
We were talking.
yeah, go
We
ahead.
were talking about that off. We were talking about on our chat that you're not a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Of that stupid drow.
That is the one little linchpin connector. But yeah, Drows would not be traveling injured in the desert during the daytime. I said they hiding somewhere. I put a spot on this map, and y'all found her pretty
That was
quickly.
cool. I mean, that was, yeah, that was just. I mean, the only reason Mox went over there is because he was around that area, and that was the only reason. I was like, okay, I'm familiar with this part of the area. I'm gonna investigate over here.
Yeah, no, that was well done. Yeah, maybe hopefully you got a little bit more info, some more questions and concerns. I know Morgan's maybe got a lot on her mind after that.
Oh yeah, she's feeling crazy right
Did we find? I mean, this is a Ludo thing. Aaron wants to know a little bit because you said she hid the Widow's Peak last time, right? And that was part of the Ludo's backstory, I think.
Yes.
I try not to pay too much attention to to other people's backstories because if they don't tell us, then I try not to pay
Yeah.
attention. But
Yeah, that was like the first thing he asked for when seeing her.
mhm.
Well, a little racist
So
on
that
all
was-
Drows, Ludo, not gonna lie.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, kind of, he was
that
right.
was, I think when he met Morgan, didn't he check to see if she had one? Like when he met Morgan, because isn't she like similar to a drow? Or no? Is that something I'm making up in my brain?
I can't
Maybe something
remember.
I'm making up. I don't remember. It's been a while.
So I feel like even if he didn't like ask, he probably would have at least peeked.
It looked, yeah.
But
Drow adjacent.
yeah, well, especially it's like, all right, a different, not a Fey elf. All right, let's investigate that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's a lot of rich history that is really fucking cool to explore. But y'all have that moment. I'll let everyone as y'all get back. Just let y'all figure things out. Next moves. Imagine much more chill pace heading back into the city now for everyone.
Yeah, we're not
Not much
chasing
reason to run
anyone.
anymore.
Yeah. I would say, would you all have any discussions or matters of import before heading to the next travel segment to the way back to the city?
I think the conversation at this point would be, are we going back to the city and talking to the mercenaries, or are we just going to just ignore that we were sort of sent on a job?
if we're seen in the city, then we're probably going to have to do something about it.
So the best is maybe get to the Scab Barrows and let them know that we found the dragon. The dragon is no more. No more worries about the dragon, but they took out the other group. Or something along those lines.
Could
Would
just
it be
lie and say we
believable
never
if
saw
we-
the other group.
We could just
Oh.
say we never saw them.
Would it be believable if we said the dragon killed them all?
I mean, I was the only one they saw. I was the one that sort of took the contract. I could say part of my team went down too. And that was the one on the left that came back. I might need some more. He's like looking around like, I might need to be beat up a little bit. Make it look interesting.
We might be able to help you cover for some of it. I can go with you. They'll never recognize me.
Drow tuber for a second when I looked over. I was like, it's like they're like crystal ball YouTube, Drow tube. All right.
Yeah, I
don't
think
think
I
we
think
need
once we
to.
get back to town, I
Yeah.
think
Yes.
I can go with Saeryn can go with Mox to the Scar Bearers to try and well, I don't know. We're gonna lie through some things, I suppose.
Yeah, because right now the Scarbearers are looking for information. I know I had two things going on. I had the Scarbearers looking for information about the Dust Devils,
Yeah,
and then I
and
also had
that one was more through the hunting guild.
No, the Hunting Guild.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Scarbearers. Okay, who was the Hunting Guild again? Just remind Aaron, because I'm sure Mox remembers.
Yeah,
Those are
it was
my
just like the
notes.
town hunting guild that they have established.
Okay.
And like when you went looking for a bunch of jobs, they had mentioned that as like the options go. Like, hey, if you go out in the desert, go find any rumors, anything you find to bring back, or any
Okay.
results. And then when you were on your way out of the city, the bartender,
Oh, okay.
Treve, Bonebreaker at the Debt's Respite, he said, hey, we have a job of some people in the Scar Bearers, or a job for the Scar Bearers that's going for a caravan out to go like
So he
pick
does.
something up.
He
Yeah.
does know all of it. For some reason I thought that was the same thing, but okay, so he does know all of those.
Yeah, that was you like kind of like grabbing some like extra like hey, we're already heading that way, might as well escort a caravan.
Yeah.
And then it
sure.
turned out they were just going to go pick up the dragon.
So okay, so he's gonna go sort of making those corrections of like, oh no, that was a different thing.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that was on me, misremembering things. At least make the correction of, let's go talk to Tree as a group and try to figure that out first, and then move to the Hunting Guild, because I know I had the Hunting Guild wanted to figure out that, and then I had another shop that wanted, I think it was an egg. I think we had a conversation about a blue dragon egg, or a blue dragon.
Yeah, a few places that
That was
mentioned like,
like-
hey, if you get anything.
But I have, we have pieces of dragon, so it was going to be sort of just parsing that out, which we don't have to lace everything out. But I know I have some dragon stuffs.
Yeah, there was
sell.
there was like a couple of the magic shops and like the alchemical place that you
Mhm.
had stepped at that
Yeah.
had like all those other
Correct.
ingredients. They had shown interest as well. So basically, you have a bunch of dragon parts and a lot of like potential interested buyers, and you kind of have the
Yeah.
advantage to
Okay.
So
I think the first thing would be to clear up the whole why the other party didn't come back thing, and that's sort of like, I think, our main goal. At least that's how I'm looking at it. as long as the rest of the party thinks the same lines.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
I think we just say the dragon ate them. It's not a total lie. It's not a total lie.
And then we have to explain how we have dragon parts.
Because we killed them. I mean, they went in before us. We showed up as it was happening, and we tried to save them.
I think I'll leave the sweet talkings to you. That sounds a bit beyond my ken.
Do what we can.
Mm-hmm. As you all begin making your way back out through into the desert, you're discussing as you're talking, and eventually you see on the horizon the splash of the city. I can't find a good image. You know, I don't want to give any spoilers for Season 3. Vox Machina, give people a chance to have that. You can't screen grab off of Amazon Prime. They have protections against that.
Bitches.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh,
this is what
on.
the city looks like to you right now. And then we'll...
I will point out that Mox's charisma is 9 for a -1, so talking he should not do.
So Saeryn can help.
Yeah.
I'm not a charismatic creature.
Excellent.
That was my other character.
As you all make your way back in...
I mean,
Oh, God.
neither is Saeryn, really. He's kind of abrasive, but at least he's got something better than a -1. Really, the paladin should help you, but I don't think the paladin can lie.
We're not. Yeah, he's not a charismatic.
Right.
Yep. And sorry to another splash. Different sizes all over the place. As you all now make your way and you're getting up close into the city gates. And you see there's a little bit of, you see it start... It's this whole time, you all been feeling that ever since it had been mentioned that little bit ago. And it's actually as you're getting closer and closer to the city, but before you even get through the gates, it's like that feeling of unease that there's somebody watching you, there's eyes on you. And you all do that turn, like you're like looking up at like the city walls and the parapets and the guard towers, and you don't really see it manned. You're not seeing any guardsmen with their crossbows trained on you, but you just definitely feel under the crosshairs before you even enter the threshold into the back through the hot desert sun. Has been yet again another exhausting journey, but much easier now that you're not taking such a hasty dash as you did in the first half of the day while trying to catch up to Kier. And on the way back, you're definitely able to make it a little bit more of an easygoing stroll as you discussed your potential deceptions returning into the city. You're waiting to be harangued by some sort of guardsman or city watch as you return, but you just see some young kid, teenager, got their first wisps of hair and just a little bit of a little shitty mustache growing. They're just bundled up in the desert robes, and they're just watching you as you come up, and they're like, "Find anything good out there?"
It's a desert. What do you think?
I don't know. I heard that there's a bunch of stuff out there. Yeah, there's a genie. I always say that. Did you find any monsters? You coming? You going? You traders?
I didn't find any more genies.
They give you a little bit of a look, like, are you fucking with them? And they give you that side eye, that Fry meme from Futurama.
I wink at them.
Yeah. And go ahead, give me just a general charisma check.
All right, so that button, there it goes.
Oh, jeez.
Rolled through on a 9, and they give you a side eye up and down, and then you see him pull something out of their pocket and turn away from you and unrumple something. They take a look at it, look back at you, and then they just put it back in their pocket. they're just like, okay, mister.
Oh no.
What was that?
Oh,
What
nothing.
was that?
Don't worry about it.
But now I'm very worried about it. You did it right in front of me.
Yeah, and how much is it worth for you?
I mean, not very much. And then I immediately subtle spell detect thoughts. What am I doing?
Amazing. The kid's head. First and foremost on the kid's head surface thoughts. Hunger. You know, little kids sitting at the city gates. But the image in their head, I mean, I think you already know it's on the piece of paper.
Yeah, I'm just confirming.
As you, in their head, very clearly shown to everyone on screen. Gift that keeps on giving.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, you see, just like gold reward, information.
How
and
much?
then,
How much? I gotta know how much.
It's 100 gold.
Pish posh.
Mm-hmm. But
It's
this is
not
like
even
what a
worth turning myself
street
in.
urchin is holding.
And
And they're saying, "What? Don't worry about it, mister." And then they start like kind of backing up, and like you definitely get that feeling of like the idea of wanting to flee, basically. Like they're wanting to try and swindle, and they're just like, it's that debate of like, do I go for food now? Do I try and get some gold out of them? Do I try and run? Do I let them know? And in your head, you see just like that flurry of like dashing through city streets and a very familiar guild hideout location where they have children runners that like to bring information and.
all right, I'll go ahead and memorize that guild location.
I would say you're probably a little familiar with it if you had any.
I've probably been there like years and years and years ago.
Yeah, and it's just that's still the same location.
Yeah, Ludo, do you think we have any spare pork we can give kids?
I don't want no pork. I'll take gold. Gold's better than whatever weird meat you got.
I didn't kill 30 to 50
fresh.
feral hogs to take this kind of abuse.
30, 50 feral hogs, those don't exist. No way, that's silly. No one would ever believe that.
You're right. No one would ever believe it. But that's what happened. It's the truth. The unbelievable truth.
Is that an intimidation
Saren's
roll?
getting close. Saren's getting closer.
Yeah. Go ahead, make an intimidation roll. As he
is that the
sees
one I'm
a
not
tall
proficient-
satyr, this guy kind of encroach up onto him, and in his head, you feel the surface thoughts. Every fairy tale, every boogeyman story involving the Fae, and he's just like, "I'm not gonna give you my name."
Does he think his name when he says that?
Yeah, it's Tyler.
Tyler.
But you already did give me your name, Tyler.
But it's spelled like a dumb fantasy way, with like an A instead. Yeah.
Teigl.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
There's a Y in there,
There
not
it
where
is.
you think.
There's the one. Thank you, Ludo.
Oh, it's
Yep.
terrible.
Yep, that's his name. And he's just like, ah! And then he just like throws the ball of paper at your feet and dashes away.
I just immediately burned the paper and let's keep going.
Yeah, you just snap your fingers. Yeah. And Mox, you look at that whole tableau in front of you. I think the other breast of the party has a gist. And I'll now let you where you take that.
I hate the second way Ludo spelled Tyler. It's even worse. I think at that point, like noticing it was going to happen and knowing the whole side of like greasing palms, like he's done this before. He's come in like I know that Saeryn Arlo gave him some coin earlier, so he takes 10 gold out of the pouch and just like slides it because we were.
By the time you pull your you reach down, look down, pull out money from your pouch, and the kid's already down the corner.
Oh damn it!
Yeah, he dashed away. Like
Cool.
As soon as Saeryn approached, he fucking threw that and dashed.
Cool. That sucks.
I'm just gonna smile over it at Moxie. See this face? Looks fun, but it's not. It's not fun. Scary.
No. We gotta figure out something because that kid's gonna blow our cover, and we need to figure out.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know if he's gonna do that.
Yeah, Tyler. That's
even
the
worse.
Oh wait,
Yeah, that's even worse.
That's
oh, so
100%.
wait.
All right, this poor
So
fucking
the-
kid.
so
His
the-
parent. Yeah, go ahead.
The kid took off,
Yeah, he's running.
The kid took off. Yeah,
and
I was gonna give him a coin to shut him up, but at this point he
you do
ran.
not
Yeah.
say.
Mox, don't worry about
Oh
it too
well,
much. I know where he
as
lives.
soon as he runs. As soon as he runs, I'm just gonna cast Hold Person on him.
What are we doing, guys?
All right, Ludo. It's
Hell
a
yeah.
wisdom saving throw. I mean, this kid's definitely a commoner, so let me find that real quick. No, we're going to do it by the books.
Oh,
All right, Kobold, Lizardfolk commoner, Goblin commoner. No, none of those.
is he a human commoner?
Yeah.
Child. He gets disadvantage.
Well, it's definitely a 0 to the bonus, so let's see if it comes through.
It's definitely a 0 to the bonus.
Well,
What's
just
your
roll straight.
DC, Ludo? Oh, jeez.
Well, he rolls a 19.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm only a 13.
Yeah, so you hold it, you yell out the command of you stop and yell at the kid to hold person, and you feel somehow your magic slide off. There's definitely something weird about this kid.
He's so scared.
He's terrified. Yeah, he's fight or flight at this point.
Mhm.
And he's just taking off.
Yeah. I will say, do you all pursue?
No, I know where he lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
The goal is to come in quietly, maybe pay off some people to say we never came through. At this point, he has his hand on Ludo's. Like, no, what? We should not be just. I don't really know what he did, but he screamed something and pointed at this guy.
Yeah, you definitely saw an arcane flash.
Yeah, so we need to get somewhere.
He would have yelled. He would have just shouted out, "Halt!"
Mm-hmm. Dashed away
We
and
need to
kept
get-
running.
We need to get back somewhere where we can create an alibi of we didn't looking around. We need to get somewhere safe at this point. Quickly.
Yeah, go ahead. You guys can make a perception check.
Oh, damn it. We're terrible. $17.
Mm-hmm.
12 on die plus 5.
Only a 9 for
4.
Morgen.
I'm just gonna roll real dice from now on because
Yeah, it's working out for you.
I roll great until I fight something, and then it sucks.
Amazing. All right. Well, you all take a look around, and luckily, there's not really too much people or activity. Like where the like the street comes in, like you like pretty much just entered from like out of the city walls, and there's like seems to be like a large open area and then a few alleys that are like wide streets that go off in either direction. And you all take a look up and down the street, peer up on like any balconies on any streets or any shops nearby, and it doesn't seem to be any activity, or at least you're not noticing anyone.
Let's get back. Where did we stay before? I seriously don't remember.
Sounds like you need a drink. Let's go to that place where we stayed the night.
Don't gaslight me and not know it either.
So do you head back to the Debt's Respite?
That's it.
Yeah, that is where Tree Bonebreaker, the bartender, that's who gave you the job.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have a child now?
Oh, that's the first Eclipse that has the child.
God in heaven.
That's the
Too many
other
words.
Dragonborn.
We need to get back to him and check in with him. And
Yeah, that's the first Eclipse with the
opinion.
Vermilion dreams.
My opinion is getting back to the guy who set us on this trip so we can be the ones like, hey, did you hear what happened? And like sort of we need to get back to like that place, in my opinion. If you guys have other opinions, I would love to hear them. As Aaron and Mox. I'd love to hear it, but at this point I'm like trying
Saeryn is realizing he messed up by burning the clothes of the drow.
I have a piece of the drow still. I have the piece of clothing we pulled out of the trench.
And their crossbow.
And their crossbow.
Okay.
I've kept things.
Trophies. Jesus.
Almost.
I guess I wanted to talk. I have their sigil, right?
Here's the thing. And the sigil, and like I know when he showed me the crossbow a couple times, I know it's just a drow trait, but I was hoping I would get the poison aspect of it, which makes sense that he gave me the vial poison. But,
Yeah, drow enchant their arrow or poison their arrows, bolts.
Yeah. So we have things. We just need to make sure that we understand that we cleared the whole situation up. At this point.
I have a plan.
Good, because I don't.
But I have a plan, but I need to go clothes shopping first.
Okay. Well, here, let's take this. And he Mox gets everybody together. He goes, with what we found on the bodies and what they paid us, and he hands out, it'll be 30 gold and 5 silver to everybody.
Is that each?
Each. Yeah, from what we found, what you gave me, threw off to me, and what I found in the trench, as far as you know, it's 30.5. It's 30.5 gold. So that would be 30 gold plus 5 silver. Which I already added mine, so I'm crossing that off. I told you guys. 30.5.
Right. So y'all.
That is what I told you guys. As far as you know. You actually add 3 gold pieces. Or silver pieces to my inventory.
So y'all are heading back to the
Well, it sounds like we're going clothes shopping first for our
Awesome.
I mean, it's a really quick one. I'm just trying to buy as close to the same outfit that the drow that Kier had as I can.
Ooh, okay.
If you mention that, I'll hold up the swash of clothing. I'm like, this is the cloak she had that tore off in the chasm.
With the sample, I think go ahead, get that investigation with advantage as you go looking around for shops to see if you're able to find something in a speedy manner. Risk of failure would just be more time. 19, excellent. Actually, because you knew a place that deals with dyes and fabrics and linen specifically, they just, happen to have a side trade as well. But the front does work effectively well. Let me find the name of that, but it's the linen place that some people had gone shopping before.
think it was the one I went
Drow.
shopping for
Yes.
that it said for pieces of dragon or it was an egg. For some reason, an egg is sticking out in my head.
I think they said like, hey, if you find an egg, fuck yeah, like.
Yeah, we'll take that, but it was also like other things they would take.
Yeah, that would be in the, I believe, Sigil district.
Mm-hmm.
I would know.
Sounds right.
I'm looking. I actually might be in one of the brochures. Lyrian Linen in the circlet walk.
Oh no, that's probably right. I have a bunch of stuff about the sand kegs
Yeah.
in my notes. Things that I don't need to know about, but
Yeah, I think it was just people asking for
Yeah.
like hopeful things. Like, I mean, if you go out there and find anything, I mean, I'd love an egg.
yeah, that was like the sort of like the beginning search of okay, there's blue dragons, and then you mentioned more stuff about dragons,
Mhm.
and that's why it sort of like spun us
Yeah.
at this point.
We're the Dust Devils, but hell yeah. So you do know that place is also a front for a black market, but they have long sheets of fabric hanging off of every rafter, vats of colored liquid arrayed across the front of the shop. And you know the shop is run by Bas and Kovra Lyrian, twin sisters. They're half elf, alchemists by trade, and also happen to sell linen. So you head in there, ding ding, the door opens. They come in and they one of them shouts out to, "Oh, welcome in, welcome in. What can we help you with today?" My name is Bas. Sister Cobra is in the back tending to some of the sensitive dyes that need to be tended to, but I can help you out with any linen necessary today.
Excellent. Well, yeah, we're just looking for a real quick thing. We're looking for a cloak that matches some fabric that we got here, and also some clothing that I need to purchase for a friend of mine who's about this tall, and it's like basically describes the height of the drow,
Yeah.
and then basically gives a description of like with the common clothes that the drow is wearing.
Excellent. Yeah, and then you show the sample with that, and they're like, "Ooh, a very particular, rather heavy cloak for here in the desert."
Yeah, I do not ever once mention the word drow.
Yeah, exactly. And they're looking at it, and they're like, looking at these stitches, and they take a quick peek at it. Yeah, this looks a little far too heavy. Would your friend maybe want something a little lighter? I can get a similar make and pattern, but this seems to be some sort of thicker hair, like maybe like mammoth or something like that.
If you can get me something that matches that, that would be preferable because we are going to be going into cold weather.
Mm-hmm. Oh, going on a traveling trip?
Everybody around here is a traveler, baby.
Yeah. I hear all sorts of, there's the Arctic regions of Isocross. I hear there's been all sorts of interest and adventures over in there ever since the war ended between those two dynasties.
Oh, no, that sounds interesting. Never been up that direction before.
Oh, okay. Mountains, perhaps? But yeah, I think I might have something here in the back. And they go and ting ting. You hear the little bell ring as they go walk into the back. And actually, and you're taking a look around. You're waiting for a minute. Let's get more appropriate shopping music on. As you're just waiting and waiting, and eventually she comes back out, and she is holding like a clip. And it looks, with your eye, like you can definitely tell like a few differences, like the hem and the stitches, like around the edge and stuff like that. But you know, for layman's eye, definitely seems to be as about as close of a replica as you can get. And then I think we could probably get this sized up a little bit more appropriately. What was their height again?
to do the thing with my hand. I don't know what height she was, so
Yeah.
she said this.
Yeah, they're like, I was hoping if I can get more specific measurements, I can, make it more appropriate, because you said it's a gift, right? I
More of
don't...
a replacement, but it's fine. Like this tall, and then like this wide at the shoulders. He's doing his best from memory at this point.
Exactly, and like, where she's trying to ask for like specifics, it's like, well, maybe if you can bring me. Okay, well, yeah, I just hate for it to reflect on our craftsmanship. Don't want word getting around that making sloppy, loose.
Trust me, if she finds a problem with it, she is going to yell at me first. She'll understand that it's entirely my fault that I didn't get the exact measurements. But I just, if I need to, I can come back straight to you to get it fixed immediately, right? So don't worry, we're not good. No one's gonna have a bad opinion of your craftsmanship. Why do you think I came here, of all places?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she says, okay, yeah, we'll just make this a little more of a expedited, from back of the house, and we'll get it out. And then she does like a quick raps on the countertop with like knuckles 3 times, and I think just enough light thieves' cants that it's asking, is it a quiet job?
I'll tap back. Yep.
And she gives a little size up and down, a little wink, and says, all right, for back of house to front work, might have to charge a little bit for the unusual fabrics. Thinking maybe 20 gold.
Are we all in this area, or is it just?
Would you have all come?
I think all I needed was the fabric from you.
Yeah.
From Moss.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
he did this quick trip while y'all.
Otherwise, she's gonna identify Ludo and probably you.
She would notice me because I've been in there asking for gunpowder, so she knows me for other illicit things already. They asked specifically for I remember they asked for specifically dragon eggs, so I'm not gonna go in there because I didn't get what they wanted, so I wouldn't have went in. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I see what I got from our friend, the dragon friends, and I wouldn't have went in there for that. Just wondering. Okay, that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I think Saeryn went alone.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so she says, yeah, it'll probably be, this is pretty rare exports or imports. Don't really get this around this time. It's using, let's say, maybe 20 gold pieces.
And when can I pick it up?
Right now, if you got the gold.
He'll put down 30.
So you're looking for the craftsman special, which is the quiet work was, before was not this job being known about, but now that extra gold is known for this transaction never happened at all. You were never here.
I believe that a tip makes us come to an understanding.
Yes. Just another day before the weekend. In fact, I think I was
Sure.
helping my sister out in the back. I was about to say just another Friday, but I can't remember the date on the calendar, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah,
All right,
she
in that
says
case,
that, yeah, she's
I'll hang out here until I get the actual clothing.
yeah, and she basically hands it over right away.
That goes immediately into the bag of scolding.
Yeah, she says it's just another Fulson day, which for the calendar would be, I think, their equivalent of Friday. I don't know. Excellent. And quick transaction. You got the fabric and the a nice, fairly decent looking facsimile cloth.
Now, did they actually make this is just cloth, or did they actually make the thing that I needed?
You seem like they had like a thing right there, actually, like a regular size cloak, and they were asking, hey, this is basically around the right size and type.
All right, yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
basically assembling a Kier costume.
Yeah. It's basically they're asking for more specific. There's one under the pretense of proper business, charging you more money, and also, if it needed to be more accurate in size, like hemmed up at all. But you basically adds a full, she hands off a nice full cloak, and it'd probably be fairly passable. Only the most scrutinous eyes would really, be able to tell. You're certain.
Great, works for me. All right, and then that's end of my shopping trip.
Beautiful. And Saeryn,
I will get back to the rest of the group and ask politely. You think it's possible we could take an hour break back at the That's Respite?
I'm fine with that.
I don't see why not.
Or I just need a break. Maybe you guys can keep going and doing stuff, but I need a bed now.
And we should just get out of the area, out of visual confirmation that we're here.
Yeah, you're definitely looking around. You're feeling those eyes on you.
We will head back to where we stayed.
Mm-hmm.
Where we stayed.
Yeah, where we stayed, wherever we stayed. I remember. Mox remembers. Aaron does not.
I believe this is a good, close enough.
Yep, that's good. Yeah, I think that's it.
Death's Respite.
Yep.
Get respite.
Y'all walk up, see the familiar ramshackled, it was very poor condition looking building. The door was kind of not quite right when you first arrived. Still, the same dusty, dingy, beat up condition. One of the windows, is kind of slightly boarded up instead of an easy mending spell being cast on it. Just those little small details, but knowing what actually happens inside the business kind of seems to be more of a very intentional effort. And the wooden door creaks open as the sand kicks through the doorway as you all enter in, and you see the dragonborn bartender Shreve looking at you. He says, "Oh, back already?" And it's bronze dragonborn. So, how's your little foray go?
Really not talk about it.
Oh? How'd, was a successful job? You were just escorting that caravan, right?
Like I said, mate, really not talk about it.
Well, kind of need to, get a report for the books. Did people you're meeting up with get the package?
Just look at Arlo at this point.
I didn't realize we were reporting to this guy.
Yeah, this is the guy we're pointing to.
Yeah, it's the Scar Bearers.
Oh, this guy is one of the Scar Bearers. That were Disrespect was with. Okay.
Yeah, the first
Hold on.
Eclipse
This
is
is
the Vermilion Dreams people.
Okay, so let me reevaluate the order of operations of what I did here then, so that I can get back into the plan I actually had. I need an hour-long... Well, I guess I don't need an hour-long break right now.
Okay.
I don't know that.
I mean, if you give Mox a signal, he doesn't know anything, but if you, just head to the room, he can sort of pay off, all right, we need... Depends what we want to have. We had a conversation of what we wanted to do. We sort of walked through, all right, what was the plan? And I think we kind of knew your plan, because we knew you got fabric of some sort. What's the plan?
Okay, so before we interact with anyone from the
Yeah, this guy.
the scar bearers.
Yeah.
So apparently this guy.
Yeah, so as you were heading here, and you're like, wait a minute, I need to do something before we go see that guy. I'll if you need to.
Yeah, the reason I wanted an hour-long break was so that I could get a 4th level spell slot back that I don't need for the plan, but would be nice. But we're gonna from the hip this now.
Yeah, I guess as you walk in, you're like, oh shit, this is the place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, I'm unprepared for this. But I'm kind of prepared for this. Saeryn is going to duck into anywhere he can where he won't be seen. I mean, literally like an alleyway or something like that, like behind a bunch of stuff.
Okay. Well, so you're already in, and he's already talking to you though. So yeah, he already. I'll say we kind of.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, we'll have to give you a briefing some other time. I just came in here to make sure that everything was fine. I'll be right back. All right.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not going to be right back. I just realized I've got to return some books to the library.
Go ahead and make a persuasion or deception check. Deception.
I didn't take anything from the fucking library.
Before you said library, it was persuasion. Then when you said that, I'm like, okay.
Now the question is, do I use this last portent to give myself a 17 on it?
Would you depends what your
plus 4.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty good.
From the hip. I got exactly what I thought I would.
18.
No, 14.
14.
I rolled a 10. That's I believe one of the few 10 and ups I've rolled today.
Amazing. And he says, he's like, Cobalt Souls a little bit way across town in the guided district. Why don't you just make your report here real quick?
At that point, Mox would pull out some gold, 10 gold, and he would just sort of throw it down. It's like, I think what my friend is saying is we need to just sort of relax a little bit and have some drinks and like throw 10 gold down and be like, there was an issue. There was a big issue at this point, and we barely just got out of there. And he's sort of deflecting, like, with the gold and, like, him moving. I'm not charismatic, people, but talking. He's, like, trying to get away from him, Saeryn, so Saeryn can go do something. Arlo can do something. He doesn't know.
Yeah, go ahead and make that persuasion check. The gold is helping. So let's roll it straight, but it's
great.
It is, gold always is
persuasion.
Yes.
Man, that's 11 on the die, -1. That's a 10.
And he'll take the gold and he'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
It's a little irregular, but is everyone okay? What? I mean, it sounds like got paid well at least.
He's sort of like looking at the other party members, looking for help. He's floundering.
Yeah, he's looking.
Saren's out. Saren's gone. Saren's outside.
Go ahead and make a.
I have to return some videotapes. You understand?
I would say make a stealth check to try and get out while Mox has his attention, without drawing the eye. Yeah, say apologies for the misunderstanding, but it is fun that this is playing out like this.
Yeah, this is fine.
This is great. It's partially us also trying to come in like fully clusterfuck at this point.
Really like, hell yeah. I think with the gold, the glint is enough that draws most of its attention, while Saeryn goes and you can dip into the back room outside, wherever you want. I'll say...
outside. It has to be outside.
I guess at this point, let's get everyone on the map.
At this point, sort of looking at the next charismatic people like Ludo and Morgen. I can't talk, man.
Amazing.
What are we doing? guess we're all sort of in here. Aren't we?
Awesome.
We're sort of
Yeah, is
like-
anyone else doing anything in the second? While Mox is kind of tending to take in with the gold, and yeah, let me just try and find someone real quick.
Yeah, Ludo. Ludo will. I think he's going to use his Emissary of Peace divinity. Grant himself a +5 bonus to Charisma Persuasion checks.
Excellent. Yeah, what do you come up and say or do?
Yeah, I think he's just gonna join in and just try to delay this guy. Like, yeah, once we're ready, we'll turn in our full report. But we wanted to make sure that we're thorough and showed that we did the job that we needed to do. But there were some other details that need to be sorted out before they're reported on.
Yeah, go ahead and make that persuasion roll, and then add in your 5.
So a 19 with the 5 added in.
Hell yeah. And he says, all right, you guys need some drinks?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the closest I got to a Dragonborn I could find. I'll stop looking for it. Just that with the
It's a
snout.
troll, but whatever. Yeah.
I can find it, yeah. Yeah, you see, he's like, okay, and you see the gold's already gone that you paid for, That definitely helped ease the situation. Ludo, you're inside now. And Morgan, you doing anything?
I think. Oh, you know what? Yeah. I think I'm going to get Jacqueline out and have Jacqueline sit on Ludo's shoulder.
It's like, flies out.
And let's see. Sorry, I need to read the Find Familiar spell real quick.
Yep. Let you control that. As he flies out, and he's like, oh, what Bert doing in here?
He's just my pet. I hope you don't mind.
I don't want him shitting all over the bar, lady.
He doesn't make much of a mess, and if he does, I'll be sure to clean it up.
And he makes a little pecking motion at the bartender.
Joaquin, would you mind having a seat on Ludo's shoulder for a moment? I'm going to step outside.
And then he goes ahead and does that.
And then I will step outside real quick and
He's look. The bartender just
to-
looks after you and looks at Ludo, and he says, "God, the rest of your party is a little fucking weird."
I am
Ludo-
going to
Ludo kind
cast
of
a spell.
Sorry.
shrugs before he realizes that that's gonna like move Jacqueline, and so he's like, oh, and make sure he's okay.
I would like to cast a spell outside. Using the familiar, since this is a touch range spell, on Ludo. I would like to enhance ability for the charisma.
Whoa.
You feel the blessing of the eagle's splendor fall over you as you have advantage on your charisma checks. So then the bartender is just like, all right, well, whatever. Tell me anything what happened out there? Like,
Oh man. So above table, what
Yeah.
what is our plan? Are we waiting?
Our plan was I don't know.
Are we waiting for Arlo to
We're
put
sort of waiting
together
for
this?
Arlo. I mean, we had a conversation about the Drow misleading the team, the other group, and like
Yeah.
turning
Yeah.
on them.
I
But
think
then-
I'll
then
say-
I think what Arlo left you with was just talk about the hogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yep.
So I think Ludo will take a big swig of his ale, lean like one arm up onto the bar, and let me tell you about this adventure.
He said-
And just start going into that cart we were pulling it through the desert. Us in that group, and glug 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 glug. All of a sudden, these what were we fighting when those hogs came?
Dust devils.
Dust devils, yeah. So all of a sudden, we got attacked by these dust devils, and
Dust
boy, let me
devils.
tell you, that was a mess. Glug 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 glug. Can I get another beer, please?
Oh fuck, dust devils! Yeah, he got me on the bottom of the thing, and yeah, he starts getting into that. Awesome. So you definitely have him. Go ahead and make that persuasion with advantage with that +5, to seeing how much you keep him engrossed.
Huge.
So a 23.
Whoo.
Hell yeah! And you see he's like friggin' just pulling in, and he's like, "Well, what happened next?" And then we cut outside to Arlo. Ping! As soon as you go out the door, you just go rushing down the corner. This is like before Morgan even steps outside.
Yeah, if I see Morgan stepping outside, I'll like wave her over.
Yeah, you see her come out like
Oh, yeah,
right
sure,
after
sure.
you within like a few seconds.
Come here.
She'll mosey on over.
All right. So this is gonna sound weird. But I'm gonna need you to kind of stand in front of me because I have to change my clothes.
Oh, I see you'll be getting indecent for a second. Don't mind. me.
Very briefly, just turn around, put your cape out or something.
All right, I will. And she'll kind of like turn around, kind of keep watch. If people like kind of like come by, she'll, open up the dress or cloak or whatever she's got going on.
Yeah, and Saren's hunched down, like is trying to be smaller than her.
Obscure him to the best of her ability.
First thing Saeryn does is he reaches into the bag of scolding and pulls out the Kier costume that he effectively made with the people. And now this is a very above table question, but it is very important. How far away are we from the Scar Bearers?
So
Time wise.
What do you mean?
Because this guy is a scar bearer.
So,
Yeah,
well, no, I mean from like the HQ where he wants us to go to, like he wants us to like give our report now to him.
Yeah.
I want to go to the headquarters.
Okay. So you probably actually go ahead and make a history check. Let's see. It would probably be somewhere you think in the Sigil district. But should see if pull up the map. Let's see where that would be. For the map of Ank'harel. Does that have the handouts? That does not have the districts. That's useless. Sorry, 1 second.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
so
sorry. Yeah, a
so
little
we were
bit crossed
fighting
down.
these dust devils. We were fighting these dust devils, and Yeah, I smacked one with my magic spear, and Mox here made some noise with his pepper box, and all of a sudden we heard this stampede of about 30 to 50 feral hogs.
30 to 50 feral hogs? No way! Now that sounds like a hell of a battle there.
Mox is like, he does not like to know that other people outside his group knows that he has these things. So he's like, damn it. He's like looking down, like face in hand, like 30 to 50 hogs. Yep, that's it. And that's like one thing he like hopes they remember is like, there's a bunch of pigs.
But yeah, I'm trying to gauge how long it takes us to get to the Scarbearer's headquarters.
Yeah, you're in the Suncut Bazaar, and the Sigil District is it's about a little bit past the Cerulean Palace going east, so it's really big city, so it'd probably take like at least like 15 to 20 minutes if you can like hop on like a cart.
Okay, so we're definitely going to have to hop on a cart. God, I love having this like close to the chest, and I'm really wishing that I'd actually told everyone the plan. And that's a whoopsie on my part. It's also, I believe, what Saeryn would do because he's an ass. While he's defended, he's got the clothes out from the for like a drow, for like the Kier costume. He's got his own clothes. He starts disrobing as quickly as he can and shoving the clothes as he's taking them off into the bag of scolding.
Mm-hmm.
And then grabs his coin of the Changebringer, which is, I believe, exalted right now, and uses the charges in it to cast Alter Self to make himself appear as Kier the Drow, with the same height that she had and everything, and then throws her clothes on.
I love that. Do you have any let's see, so that wouldn't even be with like disguise kit proficiency. Just go ahead and roll a deception with advantage with that. See how confident you feel on that. Yeah, roll that 22 as you hail down a little cab and they start bringing you away across the city. So yeah, you're like kind of like around in like the middle of the Suncut Bazaar.
I'm not running there currently. I'm gonna bring people with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is me in the alleyway casting Alter Self.
Gotcha.
Like hiding behind Morgen, Megen, and throwing on basically someone else's clothes.
Gotcha. Awesome, perfect. So yeah, and then the Sigil District would be somewhere in like around there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then Saeryn, aka Kier, at this point is going to stand up and go, "All right, so hold on. So, do I sound like that bitch?" And it's just Kier is standing in front of Morgen, Megen.
I feel like she'd kind of give you like a look up and down and just be like, the resemblance is uncanny.
Great. Good to hear that. But I only have an hour, so we should probably get going.
Well, I only have an hour on my concentration as well, so let's go.
And then Arlo, also known as Kier, the drow formerly known as Kier. Guys, I've been looking everywhere for you. We need to go now. We have to give our report. They're looking for us actively.
Ludo, Mox, Kier bursts into the fucking tavern.
What do you want me to roll?
This is how do you two react?
I think we know enough about what he was doing. Like, he asked for enough information, I think, from us, or at least from me. Like, had the swash of that, and we went to get his clothing.
Yeah.
I think it would be a shock, but it would be like, I guess it'd be a deception check on my side. 12 the die. Let me see what my deception looks like. So 11 on my die for deception of like, yeah, let's, and then he like let's get going, I guess. Yeah, and he like gets a little like stammered from the whole thing, because it's like, this person's supposed to be dead, but like realizes it, but like a little too late for a 12 total.
Ludo's like mid-sentence, and then I almost got trampled, and Kier. Oh, all right. Well, remind me to finish this story later.
I will. Did you tell him about the hogs?
That's the best part. I was just telling him about it.
We're just getting to the hogs, yes.
All right, let's go get a cart. Come on.
Ludo,
And
make a deception.
I'm leaving. From me?
Ludo, deception at advantage with your +5.
Please, Ludo.
Oh, there we go. 19. The first roll wasn't so great. But...
Do it again.
Yeah, because at first when like Mox, when you like first stammer, he kind of like stops and he like looks at you and he looks back over at Kier, and like he sees like the surprise on your face. But I think Ludo's nonchalantness is just enough to like do that, and then the banter with the feral hogs. He's like, "Well, there you are. Well, I was gonna get the report and have him turn it in, and like I was gonna turn it in for y'all."
Hey, we'll take care of it.
We could just do that here.
I mean, I kind of run all the reports and everything.
All right. I need to take a quick bio break and then come up with a lie very fast. So that's what we're gonna go. And I was gonna think. But if I'm giving him the report, then yeah, just give me 1 second to do what Arlo would have done, and also I can't think right now.
Oh yeah, no. If anyone needs to run and get a drink real quick,
Be right back.
that's funny. He's just like, paused in a mid sentence. Pause screen on game. I will go grab a drink as well.
All right.
A little bit of chaos injected. Well, certainly did not expect this tonight.
I did not either.
This is actually pretty fun. I will say right now, this guy's last minute. You have all walked in. He asks some questions. The satyr goes and tries to run outside, dodging some answers. Gets bribed some gold as someone else leaves after they bring their bird out. And then a second later, someone else walks in and says all that. He is very confused.
That's probably for the best. We're not going to lie super effectively at this point regardless, so.
It's working.
All right, I'm back.
I forgot I could use the alter self until like maybe a half an hour to an hour ago. So then I saw that and I was like, I just need to get her clothes. Oh wait, I can have someone make her clothes. I have money. And then I can just like give the report as her. And then that's going to be believable when she shows up and is like, oh yeah, the dragon killed everybody else.
Amazing. Is that everyone
Like
back?
the plan is still on. I'm just trying my best to give this an elevated chance of succeeding.
No, I love it. And that's why at first I was like, okay, I just had to be like, okay, this guy's life is just very confusing right now. And I love that this befuddled, improper token of a bronze dragonborn is here. Okay, is everyone back?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So he looks at everyone and to re-summarize, y'all walk in. Saeryn says, blah, tries to leave. He gets handed a bunch of gold from Mox as Morgen brings out her bird, walks out the door. As Ludo starts telling him some crazy stories about dust devils and 30 to 50 feral hogs, which pretty much entranced and fascinated him. And then a second later, the dark elf Kier walks in and is like, I'm gonna go make a report. And he says, what? But I make the reports. What's going on? And scene.
I think Kier gets like huffy with that. He's like, all right, fine. So you've heard about the hogs because these chuckle fucks couldn't keep things under control. That what you've heard so far, right?
Yeah. And you definitely see the tone's definitely having like an effect on him.
Yeah, like the whiplash of this whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he expected Kier to be happy.
Yeah, he's
So
like,
here's the report.
Yeah.
So here's the report. When we got to the place where he exchanged the package wasn't properly subdued.
What happened?
If you're aware of what the package is, then you can understand what happened. We didn't come back with a few people.
Yeah, I heard it was supposed to be a big surprise for the tournament coming up. When you all mentioned that you were going out, I thought that maybe you knew that they had that worm.
Some people apparently didn't get the memo. Where's the satyr?
Yeah, wasn't he just in here? And then he looks around and realizes that he hasn't seen him yet. For a second, and he looks at the rest of you. He's like, "Oh, where'd he go?"
Whatever.
Who knows?
Whatever. He's not that important. He's just irresponsible. Please put that in the report.
There we go. I had to make this token real quick.
I love that thing.
Yeah, this is what he looks like. That's true. Thank you, Chipeku Tokens. Just able to make that. And good enough for me. And he says, okay, but so he got out, and the other two, what were their names again?
You know that I'm not going to just give my name out to everyone I work with.
True. I was just like, I couldn't remember. It was like some spells weird or stupid, like Tyler or something like that. And Garfield, yeah, that's it. Yeah, they were just you know, it was a weird job that we normally don't get contracts that have 3 people already picked out. You guys must have had some big pockets looking out for that job.
Yeah. Well, I've got some big pockets also looking for something else that I was supposed to find while I was out there, but I couldn't do any searching because everyone else around me was incompetent.
We'll have to I'll have to let the bosses know. Sounds like we don't needing their help again. And you see, he pulls out a little piece of paper and this makes 2 big crosses off on a list.
But wait, you didn't hear about the hogs.
So the hogs did them in, or the package?
The package did them in. The hogs didn't help.
And then
the hogs caused a problem before we got there.
Spoiler alert! I was getting to that part.
That's not a fun part.
All right. And he takes pours his jug up and just takes a quick drink, and he's like, "This is okay." So you all went out there. You were looking for flour. All right, whatever, your own business. I mean, I'll run the Scar Bears, let them know, and I guess you get paid for this, or the package is gone.
Far as I'm aware.
Right.
Point is, I've got to get back out there as soon as I can because the people who sent me here need something from out there still. So if anyone needs me, I'll be heading back up north.
All right, you need anyone else? I can send another team with you.
I've had so much teamwork at this point. I'm good.
All right. Do it yourself. Drow in the desert. Now that's a funny image. I don't think I'm making it far, but okay. Well, that's not a failure. Looks like you just get the retainer fee back. Go ahead and make a deception check with advantage.
Jeepers.
Ooh.
Oh, that was great.
Andra be praised.
Plays for it.
That advantage is clutch. I mean, you guys put on a pretty good charade, and he says, "All right, well." He digs in, and you see he does something, hits some sort of little way imagine it has to be some secret latch safe, and pulls out a small sack of a little coin purse, and he says, well, it's I gotta make sure. That's why they pay the insurance on the jobs up front, right? And he hands you back the coin purse, and you look at it, and it has 20 platinum in it.
Jesus.
Is that for each, or does that just get handed
the pool
to
purse,
us?
yeah. 20 platinum. Should be 200 gold.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Which you
So
imagine
divide that
a
4 ways.
successful
There you
job,
go.
how much they were getting paid.
I believe it's 50 gold each, right? I'm not going crazy here.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, it would be 5 platinum each.
I think, Kier takes it, pulls the gold out, hands it to everyone in the room, looks at the rest of it and goes, and it doesn't, says yeah, that looks to be about it. Looks over at the bartender, winks at him, and then says, fuck that satyr, and then leaves. or like mouths it quietly so that only the bartender can hear or see it.
Yeah, and he looks at you as you dash out the door and looks at the Ludo and Max sitting there, and then I think he says, and he looks, he's like, her and the satyr, did they, you know what?
Hello?
What happens in
So
Ank'harel
anyway,
stays in
if you're looking
Ank'harel.
for pork to serve at the tavern here,
And Kier's gone. Perfect.
Yeah. Morgan, you watch as like a crowd of people just walk by.
And then he just picks up where he was.
It's honestly, no, it's perfect.
I mean, that's
just want to keep him distracted.
Yeah.
just keep the dangly in front of him and just
We
keep
did
the
have
shiny.
pork. I know we pulled some pork out. Like, we had more, I'm
Yeah,
sure, afterwards.
yeah, you have the cart with you as well. And he's like, you got pork? I could throw
What time of day is it at this point? Their DM?
would have been pretty much like another like half the day. You would have been getting in closer to
no.
like 4 or
muted?
5.
Did we
Oh,
lose
no.
him?
Oh no, muted.
No.
Yeah, probably that's some things. Oh well. For the question of how long it's been,
Time of day,
yeah, it's probably getting closer to. She left out early morning, did a quick dash for a couple hours, caught up to Kier, did the quick less than a minute interaction, and then spent a few more hours. You got back around. It would have been a little bit after like 1 or 2 probably. So I'm saying it's like after the running around shopping, it's like 3, 4, maybe getting closer to dinner time-ish.
Okay, so we're sort of just hanging out. At
Yeah, and he
this
says,
point.
"You got some pork?" Oh yeah, when yeah, never. I said something when Kier walked out and before Saeryn walked back
Fuck
in.
the satyr.
Yeah, when that.
Saeryn has not come back. Saren's not coming back for a while,
Awesome.
y'all.
Yeah, when Kier walks out,
Great.
he like looks at Ludo and Mox, is just like, Kier and the satyr, did they? You know what? I don't need to know.
Yeah, they had some a spat. I think they love us. I don't know. Don't really pay attention.
And he says, "Go ahead, Ludo. Go ahead and make one more persuasion roll with your advantage and peacekeeper thing. It's just like a
Yeah,
general
Ludo.
charisma."
That's great. Morgen the Satyr. Which, yes, is the title of this episode.
Yeah, it might have to be. I don't know if YouTube will allow it.
Well, if you do it like pork and the satyr.
Yeah.
I rolled
Pork and the satyr like
a-
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Yep.
That'll be a 28.
And he says, and he looks at the two of you and he says, "Well, it might be a good thing that Satyr's not with you guys right now. It'd be better if he probably keep his head down for a minute."
Well, why would that be?
And he says, seems if you guys might be interested in a little bit more coin. And he pulls out a little stack of paper from below the bar, slides over a flyer.
Damn it.
Yeah. Do I need to show it again?
No, yes.
But you
And
should.
Yes,
Yeah.
every time you need
Every
to show
time.
it.
And so
It never gets old.
Wanted 100 gold. Contact. And pretty much nondescriptly saying Thieves Guild information. Wanted.
I think it needs to end there at that point.
So good. I say, you guys. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to do?
I think just offer up some of the pork. It's dinner time, so see if he'll cook some up for us.
All right, yeah, let's go. Let's cook up some food.
And then maybe like try to diffuse. Like, I don't think it looks much like the satyr we're traveling with. Does it? Like trying
Yeah.
to
This is-
a little bit.
This is your first time. Like, you remember seeing this flyer now when you were in Bazazan.
Yeah.
Huh.
It makes sense. Like, I think Ludo knows a little more than Mox. I mean, just see if history rolls. Like, oh, actually, he's rolling today. Nope. 10.
Yeah, this might
Makes complete sense, actually.
Yeah, I think this might be everyone else's first time seeing this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, well,
Great.
like in connection, like I think Saeryn had like took all the ones down in Vazizan that he had like come across,
That's awesome.
like that the rest of the party hadn't seen. Like, I don't think Ludo's ever seen this exact like description before. I can't remember.
Yeah, but is it obvious enough that Ludo knows?
It looks pretty much. It looks pretty fucking accurate.
You know I leapt over a wall.
Yeah.
You know one thing, he leapt over the wall, and this looks just like him leaping over a wall.
Except it looks slimmer. It's actually a much nicer portrait of Saeryn than it needs to be.
Getting good use out of that public domain.
I think Saeryn is gonna run out the altar self and like hide, like just going through alleyways which isn't surprising if he's like a drow, but like wandering around, with the cloak up, like going through alleyways, trying to like basically remain as unseen as he can, heading towards the library area.
Mm-hmm.
The one he was, I know he's gone to a library before, and I believe it was just outside of the bazaar, close to the palace area, I think.
Yeah, start heading towards where the library and stuff
Yeah.
is. Hell yeah.
And when the hour's over, he's gonna like basically duck into somewhere like another alleyway, and then change really quickly again.
Hell yeah. Go ahead, give me a stealth check. You're gonna try and, find a way to, find a break of hopefully not being seen.
Actually, since I don't trust my luck at this very moment, shocker, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is when Saeryn would get caught, when he's ass naked in the middle of the city near the library in the palace district, right?
Hey, I recognize the brand on his butt.
The Jewel of Ank'harel. That's where I get discovered. No, thank you. I don't think I will do that. I will use my level 2 spell scroll of invisibility which ends alter self immediately, but at least I'm invisible and I can put on my clothes.
Excellent. Yeah, you kind of wait for a break, like a passing cart, try and duck behind an alley, and then anyone that's looking for a drow to come out on the other side never happens. And eventually, when another crowd breaks through and there's a small gap, then just a satyr comes walking out.
I'll take the whole 10 minutes of invisibility and pop up in a completely different alleyway.
Perfect. Yeah, and you're able with your invisibility. Let's go ahead and give that stealth roll with advantage.
I love it. I can still mess this up.
Very, very different DC.
Again, I didn't roll above a 10.
Amazing. So this one is not as much avoiding being seen. You're also wanting to avoid leaving a trail, any footprints in the dirt and the sand and dust that you would leave in your wake. You're trying to avoid brushing on people and having any sort of visible or somatic. You don't want to make any noise as you.
Yeah, I'm trying to
walk through.
ghost it, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. And you're kind of using the noise and chaos of the crowd to blend in and move around. And right at the end of those 10 minutes, you kind of duck into another alley to wait for it to drop.
Boink.
All right. And right as you turn around, a shadow crosses and covers the alley behind you. And you see it move closer to you, and it says, "Well, I thought I smelled your perfume." And you see your friend Dio.
Dio!
"Hey, buddy, I caught a little whiff, and then I thought I noticed some tracks leading into here. You're getting a little swappy."
See, Dio, this is why I need you around to keep me on my toes. Well, when I have hooves, tip of hooves. That's my nails, basically. Yeah. You know what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm. And just because, we'll see how much this works. Garfield is technically public domain.
Jeez.
I don't think that version is, though.
No.
Doesn't matter. That is what you see.
That's it.
Delightful little Dio.
Yep. And
by little Dio, I mean gigantic Dio.
Yeah, biggest, fattest cat, but got an actual token for him as well. Let's grinning chest on your face. And he just says, "Oh, boy, you know, there's been a little bit of heat here for you."
You have noticed it.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of town. I'm gonna have to get out of town pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, that's
maybe tonight.
Yeah, they got eyes all over for looking for you. You know, big. Seems like pissed off some sort of noble halfway across the world. They came in swapping a lot of coin.
He's here?
Yeah, I think he just rolled into town. But recently we heard. All I know is the gold just started rolling pretty freely. And then I saw an image, and he pulls out the paper, and he says, "You know, that looks a lot like my friend, although a little bit slimmer, if I must say so myself."
Well, I don't like the fact that you hate to see it, but I mean, you're right. It's a really good picture of somebody else.
I mean, it's not, you know, almost uncanny, but, you know, if you need a almost place to wait, take it back to the guild real quick.
I've got a feeling that the people at the guild are also looking to actually take me in.
Well, yeah, but, you know, I got the little bug out place. You know, the old house.
I guess it's worth a shot. I gotta let my teammates know what's going on, though.
No, it's right here in the next district over. If you're going across town anywhere, you might be seen.
All right, insight check on Dio.
Says, yeah, I could send a runner for him real quick. Make an insight check.
God! No.
However you feel in the moment.
I think he trusts Dio implicitly. he's just a big old fun time cat man. What am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, keep your head down, bud.
He's the only person in town Saeryn trusts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. Let's go ahead and send a runner, and I'll be with you, and we'll go check out this bug out place.
All right, here. Let's go real fast, and then he helps like put the hood up over your head, and he's like lean against me like a little drunk, you know. It's a night out on the town.
Yeah, no problem. I know how to act that way. Hold on a second, and I just start pretending to be drunk.
Yeah. He says, "What the hell did you do, by the way?"
You never tell as you've done, never do as you'll say, and something else.
Sounds like a wise fat cat told you that once. Wish I could remember the rest too. Kind of scratches his head, gives you a pat on the back, and he leads you off over into a little couple alleys.
Never do as you're told. No, never do as you're told. Never tell as you're done. Now there's a third part to it. I just can't remember.
All right, let's get a bottle of booze in us. We're gonna avoid that sand keg's hide. We don't need any of that. You ever spice? I remember you used to spice.
I think right now it's important that I keep my wits about me.
All right. Well, here, come on right in here, and he shows you it's just like a little nondescript, like almost like shack of a building, as he brings you around a corner in an alley, and he says, "Yeah, I'll drop you off here, and then I'll let some people know and go catch your pals."
Okay, all right, sounds good. Let's get a drink then, so we can finally. I need to relax so bad.
All right, buddy. All right, and then he opens up the door, leads you on through. It's just like a little small wooden doorway. A little
30 to 50 feral thieves.
They just come swarming in. But as he closes the door behind you, you just hear it just like shut, and he says, "All right, where's that light at?" And right when he flicks a little lantern on, you say, "Oh, it's nice to see you, lovely." Looks like it came looking right to me this time. And standing right in front of you is Den Hythenos. And that is where we end the session.
Oh, snap.
Beautiful.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Because it really is like that's you and your character's call. I never implant ideas with insight.
I don't think there's any part of Saeryn that could have ever believed that there was an actually deceitful, unloyal bone in Dio's body.
Mm-hmm.
Aha! It was me.
Dio.
Yeah. Fat cat likes a heavy purse.
Yeah, makes sense.
Buys more lasagna.
Yep.
Yep.
But
exactly.
we will end the session recording there. See what the fuck happens next. All right.